Damn, Rumble, man. Rumble didn't go through tonight. I don't know what happened, man. I don't know what happened, man. Have a little bit of caffeine to keep me up, man. Salute to everybody out there, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for all the kind words, man. Thank you for all the kind words. All the kind words. Friday the 13th. Yeah, man. We're gonna get into all that later, man. We're gonna get into this guy later. This gentleman down here in Vance County, man. Uh Listen, man. Let me see. Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show y'all something. Let me show y'all something, man. Um, I've been put on notice, man. I've been put on notice, man. Um, Salute to Mike Adams, man. Mike Adams, yeah. The last night, I guess it was frustrating for me, but I guess y'all liked it, man. I guess y'all liked it, man. It was frustrating, but I mean, that's what y'all want, man. Let them dudes talk, man. Um, Appeal rejected, man. Listen, I got charged with misinformation, man. I got charged with misinformation last night, man. I mean, yesterday. Misinformation. They charged me with misinformation. Last night. They and here's the thing. They didn't give me a timestamp. Usually they give you a timestamp. Because this is usually they give you a timestamp of where the offense was, but they didn't give me a timestamp. They just said misinformation and there was no timestamp. And then they gave me a quiz to take to like learn how to not violate the rules anymore. And the quiz was crazy. I was about to record it, but I couldn't do it. Basically, they said if anything you say false about the sitting president or the vice president, you're gonna get a strike for it. They about to go ham on the conservative channels on YouTube, man. They're about to go ham. If this stream goes down, man, I'm gonna start a Rumble. So everybody subscribe to my Rumble. I wish I had Rumble up, man. Shit. I, I don't know what happened to the Rumble. Why it didn't go through tonight. Everything is over there. Everything is over there. Um, I don't know why. Yeah. Salute to Gene B, man. Shout out to Gene B, man. Shout out to Nicktown Javon, man. He say, "Yo, that convo last night was wild. No bat. Had to replay it earlier. I'm still quite confused about a number of things that was said." Me too, man. I'm very confused, man. I'm so confused, man. But it took me back to the days on H Street arguing with Negroes on the stoop and shit on the corner, arguing with Negroes. Took me back to those days. Whoever's the loudest wins. Yeah, they got me, man, and they basically told me that their message to me was basically like, yo, if you say anything that we determine is not true, that's called misinformation. So what they're doing now is they're in campaign mode. YouTube is in election mode. So anything you say that can be interpreted as misinformation. See, that's the term, misinformation. Anything you do that can be interpreted as misinformation, they're gonna give you a strike for it. And they not gonna give you a timestamp like before. That all my other ones, they would say you said this between 12 minutes and 32 seconds and 13 minutes and 16 seconds, and that's when you were talking about whatever was the problem, or that's when you showed the image that was the problem. On this one, there was no timestamp. It was just all throughout the video, misinformation. And this one, we were talking about some political stuff on that one. This was from a few days ago, but they gave me the strike last night. Yeah, it's about to get thick on these. It's about to get hectic on these YouTube streets, man. Um, they're gonna start cracking down on conservatives, man. I wonder if they're gonna go after the big boys. I wonder if they're gonna go after the big boys because they're gonna start um they're gonna start what do you call it not letting your notifications go out. They're gonna stop your notifications from going out. Yeah, they're gonna start. Um, they're going to start suppressing people's channels, man. They're going to start suppressing people's channels.
We begin with a chilling twist in the murder of an elderly couple. Their granddaughter has now been arrested, and today she faced a judge twice. Local 10's Larry.
Remember these people that got this black couple that got murdered in Florida? We did the video a couple of weeks ago. Shout out to CA. CA in the building. See no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. We did this video about a few months ago.
Chilling twist in the murder of an elderly couple. Their granddaughter has now been arrested, and today she faced a judge twice. Local 10's Laren Livingston is live in Fort Lauderdale with the latest. Laren.
Authorities wasted no time either. They presented this case to the grand jury on Wednesday. This woman was in handcuffs yesterday, and again, she was back in court this morning and this afternoon. We were there last night as 34-year-old Jaleesa Hill was escorted into the Broward County Jail. This morning,
you're charged with 2 counts of murder in the first degree.
She appeared before a Broward County judge accused of killing her grandparents.
I don't have no sympathy because at the end of the day, that was my mama that I lost and my dad.
Dennis Parker's parents, Major and Claudette Melvin, were shot to death in their Fort Lauderdale home back in March. Their red Ford Fusion had also been stolen. Maurice Newsom, Hill's ex-boyfriend, was later arrested for stealing and selling the couple's car.
He sold the car? What a genius, man. There's a genius right there, man. Hey, he sold the car.
Maurice Newsom, Hill's ex-boyfriend, was later arrested for stealing and selling the couple's car. Police say Hill worked with her ex to kill her grandparents. Her arrest report details the conflicting stories she gave detectives about who would inherit her grandparents' home, about her interactions with her ex. It notes how she called the car insurance company to file a claim on the stolen car on behalf of her grandparents days after their death, never telling the insurance rep, though, that her grandparents were dead. Police say she did, however, ask who the insurance check would be made out to. Police also say that she Zelled her ex $1,000 weeks after the murder.
The charges are 2 counts of murder in the first degree.
Hill was back in court this afternoon, reappearing with a newly hired attorney. She was held without bond. And Dennis Parker's words to his niece:
and if you had anything to do with it, like I said, I want you to rot in hell.
Very candid, very emotional, and he, that victim's son, he says anybody else who may be connected to this, be they family members or not, he says hopefully everybody involved will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. We're live here in Fort Lauderdale.
Nah, man, he said rot in hell, man. He ain't say prosecuted to the fullest extent, but he said rot in hell.
Got a major update on the story we've been following now for more than a year. The Fearless Fund, we first told you about it, a venture capital firm that invests in female entrepreneurs of color, has shut down one of its grant programs as part of a legal settlement. Now, the firm, you may recall, was sued last.
Fearless Fund invest in females of color
that invest in female entrepreneurs.
Think about these women. Look, these women, if you talk to any of these women, they will give you the impression that this is the worst country in the world and that their lot in life is just abject oppression and misery. Look at these women, man.
Got a major update on the story we've been following now for more than a year. The Fearless Fund, we first told you about it, a venture capital firm that invests in female entrepreneurs of color, has shut down one of its grant programs as part of a legal settlement. Now, the firm, you may recall, was sued last year by the American Alliance for Equal Rights. The conservative group had claimed the program was in violation of the Civil Rights Act because it was only open to Black women. Well, on Wednesday, both sides reached a settlement agreeing to dismiss the case and end the program. This case comes after a federal appeals court ruling in June ordering the program to be suspended. So according to the Fearless Fund, less than 0.5% of venture capital funding goes to businesses led by women of color. Only on CBS Mornings, you know, we love when that happens. Its founding partner and CEO, that's Ariane Simone, is here. This is her first interview since the settlement. Good to have you back, Ariane.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Great to have you back.
Because I heard you say the other day that this settlement, you consider this a win for you. And most people hear that and go, how is that a win? You have to shut down your program.
This is definitely a win for us. It was actually my idea.
Oh.
In the big scheme of things, we deploy millions of dollars. Mm-hmm. The one grant program that was in this case had already been at its conclusion when we got sued. Mm-hmm. There was only one $20,000 grant left to award.
Okay.
All the money from that program had already been deployed.
Mm-hmm.
Just one grant left. So if we have to forego that one grant to stay in business to deploy millions, that is definitely a win.
So you're saying you always remained in business, didn't you?
Even while this litigation was going. The entire time during the litigation. Now, don't get me wrong. Being in business during litigation definitely has its bumps and bruises, but we have invested during this whole process. We've been deploying grants this whole process. We were deploying grants just about 2 weeks ago at a big event called Fearless Moguls. We have been operating fully functioning, yes.
But on the principle, though, I mean, this is a fund for Black women. The disparity is real. The underrepresentation
Numbers
is
don't
real. Why not take the defense of that principle all the way to the Supreme Court?
Now, this is a fund actually for women of color.
Women of color.
Since inception. We have Hispanic founders, we have Asian founders since inception.
How you think that hierarchy goes? Who you think achieves the most? What do you think the ladder looks like between the Asians, the Hispanics, and the Blacks, man?
Program they sued was a program actually designed for Black women. Mm-hmm. Correct.
So why not go on?
Why not?
Yeah, I think that's.
Why not go to the Supreme Court? Well, I think the writing is already on the walls with their current rulings. That a Supreme Court ruling that were to take place not in our favor, this would have shut us down out of business. But every single minority-based funding program for women as a whole sex and people of color as a whole. The consequence of that is too big.
Now, we did reach out to the American Alliance for Equal Rights for comment. Its president, Edward Blum, said in part in a statement that race-exclusive programs like the one the Fearless Fund promoted are divisive and illegal, and how opening a grant program like this to all participants is enshrined in our nation's civil rights laws. Now, we have seen a growing list of lawsuits against diversity and inclusion. So what is your advice to programs that are seeing this type of approach?
Well, if they stand by their beliefs, I think they should stand by their beliefs. What I mean by that is, literally, we won in the U.S. Federal District Court. We did. We only lost the appeal, but we actually won the preliminary injunction in the federal court case.
But what is it that you understand about this issue that others don't? Why you think that this is so crucial? We know about the disparity, but what else is your message here today?
It's unfortunate that people even feel the way they do.
But they do.
I said, the disparities are evident.
Yeah.
Women of color and Black women in particular receive less funding than any other entrepreneur demographic while starting more businesses than everybody else. I'm talking a fraction of a percent. You guys have stated the stats more than once. It's unfortunate that anybody would view this as something wrong or illegal. Clearly, the U.S. Federal District thought it was just fine, which is why they granted us the right to continue for that one grant left.
And like you said, the Fearless Fund did not stop moving.
No.
You guys kept going, and you have launched a new $200 million fund for under-resourced entrepreneurs. Tell us a little bit more about that.
Yes, we are excited. So now we've added to the capital stack. We've always had venture dollars, which is cash for ownership, similar to what people see on different shows. In addition to that, we've always had grants at our foundation. Now we have a debt loan program. Any entrepreneur that is pretty much in business for a year, $50,000, under-resourced, of course, and has a credit score of 600 can apply for the program. This is for men and women, but this was always designed for men and women.
But what more needs to be done? We've been having this conversation, it seems, for years. Just
Yeah.
briefly, what can you say it in a couple of sentences? What more needs to be done to close the gap?
What needs to be done, the ball is now in the court of the lawmakers. Attorneys and judges are only doing one thing. They are ruling and judging according to how they interpret the law.
Okay.
Yeah.
We need the lawmakers and the legislators to put laws in place that protect the right to fund marginalized communities so everyone can achieve the American dream.
Ariane Simone, we appreciate you. Thank you so much.
Okay, here you go. Sit back, relax, and look out for hacking. That's what airline pilots might as well be saying during your next flight.
An old scam is back, this time on airplanes. Consumer investigator Chris Kimura has a warning about a vulnerability in your phone's Wi-Fi.
And tonight, Chris is going to steer us away from it. We're starting our journey in Australia.
A Perth man has been charged with cybercrime offences.
News outlets down under broke this story over the summer.
A 42-year-old man has faced court accused of creating fake Wi-Fi networks.
Australia's equivalent of the FBI arrested this man.
Are you trying to steal data?
Investigators accuse him of stealing airline passengers' personal info while they were in flight, using what's called evil twin Wi-Fi.
It's extremely easy.
That's Adrianus, a longtime tech guru and security advisor.
Since like mid-1980s, so I'm really old hand in it.
See a circa 1982 Commodore 64 over his shoulder? Adrianus explained that evil twin Wi-Fi is an imposter that copies the name of Wi-Fi you trust, and your phone remembers. Think places like airports, hotels, or coffee shops. Adrianus said pretenders were an issue with early Wi-Fi, but the threat died off.
And so this is kind of a revival of that attack.
The Australia case added new twists. Investigators say the man they arrested got on several flights where passengers were sitting ducks. Detectives say the man had a small portable Wi-Fi hotspot that he named exactly the same as the airport Wi-Fi. So once the plane took off and passengers switched to airplane mode, their phones connected to the imposter Wi-Fi, thinking they were just reconnecting to the airport Wi-Fi.
It's not really hard to do.
Next, Australian police say the evil twin Wi-Fi instructed people to log in for internet access using their social media or email passwords. Some did. Key ingredients for identity theft.
A lot of companies will never ever meet you physically. They only will meet you digitally. And if I can get your digital identity, I am you.
This Australian arrest is regarded as a first. Some U.S. airports are on alert. SJC said it is aware of the incident. Oakland's airport told us, we are aware of recent events involving airports and are monitoring the situation very closely. You need to be aware too. Evil twin Wi-Fi can pop up anywhere and spoof any Wi-Fi network you've ever connected to.
Humans are the weak.
Man, black people invented the evil twin, man. We invented that, man. Y'all stole that from us, man.
Tonight, we've learned that the 50-year-old man shot and killed during an apparent road rage incident in Orinda actually lived in Orinda as well, and that another neighborhood man is now facing some tough questions. NBC Bears' Jody Hernandez joins us from that Tony Enclave with more. Flowers have been placed at the site of the deadly shooting. Tonight, we're learning the victim was a 50-year-old man from this community, and the man who shot him claiming self-defense, also from Orinda.
This doesn't happen in Orinda. Does not happen. I can't get over it. And why would somebody have a gun in their car?
That's what folks who live in Orinda are asking tonight, as a confrontation between two fellow residents driving through this neighborhood yesterday morning turned deadly. While investigators are releasing few details, dispatch audio suggests it may have been a case of road rage.
We have a RP advising he defended himself as he's in a dark gray vehicle. One party is bleeding profusely. Male's on the ground. RP advising the subject pulled IFO him, got out, started punching him, and then the RP shot him.
Investigators say they interviewed and released the other driver. Neighbors of the man say they can't believe it.
I'm shocked and very pained. Very pained.
This woman describes her neighbor as considerate and kind. She can't imagine him harming anyone.
A gentle man. Yes. A very gentle man. Always been helpful to his neighbors. Always been watching out for this neighborhood.
It's really scary. I do believe in self-defense, but you'd have to expect that someone was really, really threatened in order to resort to that type of violence.
Investigators say the victim is 50-year-old Scott Decker from Orinda and Truckee. His father tells NBC Bay Area he moved to the Bay from Michigan some 30 years ago to work for a hedge fund. Folks in Orinda are struggling to understand how something so violent happened in their quiet community.
It's really scary. Makes you really think twice about getting involved with anyone in the freeway and getting, letting people pass you if they're trying to get around you, and just kind of keeping calm.
In Orinda, Jody Hernandez, NBC.
Glider crime.
Police are investigating 2 overnight armed robberies that turned into home invasions on the city's southwest side.
A victim and her neighbors are deeply concerned about this violence. WGN's Courtney Spinelli live tonight at CPD's 8th District. Courtney.
Yeah, Micah and Ben, good evening. While police have not explicitly said whether these two incidents, about a mile and a half apart, are connected, they bear striking similarities. Fortunately, none of the victims were injured, but for one family, it was an extremely close call when things ended in gunfire.
I told him, take everything that you need, just don't hurt my kid.
It's a frightening ordeal Jessica Segura says she'll remember for the rest of her life. All of it unfolding near West 62nd Street and South Colon Avenue around 1:25 Thursday morning in West Lawn.
Yeah, they came in the wrong way, and they just pulled up. And they came out with their guns and they were asking for money.
She's talking about the suspects who police say robbed her and her 20-year-old son at gunpoint before forcing them back into their home where the crime continued.
Because one of the gunmen had told me to stay out. And during that whole time, I was in prayer the whole time.
It didn't stop there.
Who does this sound like? His Hombritos or Sons, man? Who do y'all think did this, Hombritos or Sons?
Segura says the suspect forced her into her house at one point, holding a gun to the back of her head. Next thing she knew, her brother, a concealed carry license holder, exchanged gunfire with the suspects, hoping to get them out.
All I could hear is my brother say, just get down.
The evidence of gunfire visible in the windows of this home, painting a picture of the terrifying moments that Segura says unfolded as her son was about to drive her to work. Segura says the incident felt like a blur, but she remembers the two suspects in dark clothing wearing masks.
Last night, I was falling asleep, heard like 2 or 3 gunshots.
A young man who lives nearby says he looked out the window and saw 2 people running away quickly, going outside to make sure everyone was okay.
Thank God my neighbors are okay. Nobody didn't get shot. Nobody didn't get hurt.
One woman who asked we don't identify her has lived on this street for about 20 years and has 4 grown kids. She questions whether she wants to stay, calling this the icing on the cake.
I am scared for my family. I'm scared for my neighbors. I'm scared for all of us.
She's one of several people voicing their concerns and calling on elected leaders, including her alderman, to step up and address the violence.
What are you going to do for us, for our community here? We need you. We need more police. We need cameras here on this block.
Meantime, neighbors also feeling uneasy near West 59th Place in South Spalding after a nearly identical crime close to 20 minutes later. The victim there, a 17-year-old boy who police say was first robbed at gunpoint by 2 suspects who pulled up in a black SUV.
They forced him into his house at gunpoint from his garage where he was parking. And that's where they robbed him of a gold chain and a wallet.
This sounds like on burritos, man. This is a deviation. This is not Sons haven't been doing this. Robbing you on the street and then forcing you into your home. This sounds like an burrito crime, man. This sounds like something new.
No shots were fired here. WGN News spoke with the victim's dad off camera, who says he is okay despite everything that happened. Two different neighborhoods, but one similar feeling of concern after crimes that hit too close to home for too many. Now, as of tonight, police have not announced any arrests. They did say that there was a gun recovered after that first incident where that shootout unfolded. We also reached out to the alderman's office for this district that serves where that all happened to address some of those neighbors' concerns that were raised to us tonight. Anyone with information should give police a call or submit a tip.
While an early morning shooting leaves a man dead in an apartment building across from the Frank and Judy O'Bannon Park on Indy's near Northeast Side.
Fox 59's Jesse Wells explains how it all started and why the suspected shooter has not yet been arrested.
Police were first called to this apartment building to investigate a domestic disturbance. When officers arrived, they witnessed shots being fired that ended when a man with a violent criminal history died on scene. Just after midnight early Friday morning, here at the Westmont Apartments on Lewis Street, Rayon Matthews was shot and killed. The man believed to have fired the fatal shots was detained by police before being released, pending further investigation.
Unfortunately, people aren't hearing the message that not to resort to gun violence.
Sadly, it appears Matthews never listened to that message. Court records show the 24-year-old was on probation after being convicted of shooting and wounding a man in 2020. After accepting this plea agreement for aggravated battery, Matthews was sent to prison in 2022 and was released in July of this year, just 7
Another example of the Sun Man's experience in the racist white man's criminal justice system.
Violence.
Sadly, it appears Matthews never listened to that message. Court records show the 24-year-old was on probation after being convicted of shooting and wounding a man in 2020. After accepting this plea agreement for aggravated battery, Matthews was sent to prison in 2022 and was released in July of this year, just 7 weeks before he was killed. Following his homicide early Friday morning, IMPD again stressed that people need to learn to settle their conflicts without violence.
If you're having a problem, to resort to gun violence is not the way to solve it. It's better to walk away if you can't talk it out.
Finally, although the suspected shooter was not arrested overnight, anyone with information on this case can still contact either IMPD's homicide office or crime.
Salute the Malignant Morning Star. Hey, Ak, you going to see Am I Racist this weekend? Should be a good one. Is that Matt Walsh's movie? Am I Racist? I thought that was I think I had is that Matt Walsh movie? Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. Wow. I think that's gonna be good, man. There was one clip, yeah. There one clip that's going around, man. This is funny.
Nazis. You cannot separate yourselves from the bad white people.
Growing up in the 90s, I never thought much about race. Sure, you noticed, but never really seemed to matter that much, at least not to me.
Being a white, straight, cisgender man, it's the top of the pile.
I'm on the top of the pile. That's me. Am I racist?
I would really appreciate it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Can you please leave?
If I'm going to sort this out, I need to go deeper undercover. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one.
What is racism?
Martin Luther King said not to judge people by the...
Martin Luther King said a lot of stuff.
He's American. Is America inherently racist?
What the hell is that?
The word inherent is challenging there. America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving.
So the Indian woman, yo, white people, y'all are crazy. You letting an Indian woman, a woman from a country that literally to this day, I mean, they live in squalor in 90% of the country. Women have zero rights. The dark-skinned people over there have zero rights. She's obviously from a higher caste. She's like a white woman over there. This black woman's too stupid to realize she's a high caste Indian. She's not one of the Indians from a lower caste. You could just look at her and tell. Yo, this is insane.
America is racist to its bones. All of the...
So inherently.
Yeah.
The entire system has to burn. And I'm not going to even use save this country. This country is not worth saving. This country is a piece of shit.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
They gonna say I'm racist.
Joining us now is Matt, certified DEI expert.
Here's my certification. Where are you guys on your anti-racist journeys? So I'll look around the room and point to who we believe is the most racist person in the room. We want to rename the George Washington Monument to the George Floyd Monument. Would you mind signing it? You will? What do you think about this issue of heteronormativity and how it intersects with the broader structures of racism in society?
They gonna say I'm racist.
What's up with white people? What are you doing to decenter your whiteness?
Who's making it the center? Why are they doing that?
What you're doing is you're stretching out of your whiteness. This is more for you in this view.
White.
Folks.
White.
Trash.
White supremacy.
White woman. White boy.
White.
Entitlement.
White.
Centering.
White.
Silence.
Is there a black person around here?
There's a black person right here. Does he not exist?
They gonna
That ain't no black person. That's not a black person. I'm sorry, man. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. There's something in there, but it ain't no black person, man.
Does he not exist?
They gonna say I'm racist, but they call everybody racist.
Hi, Robin.
Hi. And what's your name?
I'm Matt.
Matt. Hi, Matt.
Nice to meet you.
Just had to ask who you are because you have to be careful.
Never be too careful.
They gonna say you racist, but they call everybody racist.
For many decades, and I used to be a white woman, an unsuccessful one, for many decades, and it was a miserable experience. And really, the hatred of yourselves and each other is like the...
Jeez.
I used to be a white woman, an unsuccessful one, for many decades, and it was a...
So now she's an Indian. Now she's an Indian. That's crazy. That's the same thing Kamala's doing, except Kamala's going from black to Indian. This woman's going from white to Indian.
I used to be a white woman, an unsuccessful one, for many decades, and it was a miserable experience. And really, the hatred of yourselves and each other is like the not seeing your power, the being afraid. Like all you do is talk shit about each other, talk shit about yourself. Oh my God, I'm so fat.
That's all they do. I'm telling you, these white women.
But that's it. I'm so fat. I'm so stupid. I'm blah blah blah.
Sorry.
Your kids are watching you, and they're watching you talking shit about each other, raging against the machine or being silent or whatever the hell it is that you're doing or not doing. And they know that you're not doing shit for them.
That's so important. That is so important what you just said.
Let me drop the link, man. Hit the like button, subscribe, man. Hit the like button, man. Support the channel via PayPal, Cash App, Super Chat, man. That dude is hysterical, man. He said that's so important what she just said. It's so important. Let me drop the link, man. White people, I don't know what I'm gonna do with y'all, man. Y'all a tough case, man. It's like it's hard to get y'all. It's hard to I don't know if I can treat. I don't know if y'all can be saved, man. I don't know if y'all can be saved, man. There's too much damage been done.
Good thing I'm a Melungeon.
It's really important. That's all.
We may have to add you to our team.
Oh, I would love to take a seat and join you.
No, you're not allowed to.
Okay.
Definitely not allowed.
Okay. I do have my DEI certification that I got.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
not saying I'm an expert, but I'm also not a novice. So, okay.
White people are starved for these conversations.
We are. We're so starving.
Yeah.
We are so starving for this.
Anyone else want to say anything?
I'll just say one thing. I'm so glad we can have these conversations, and I'll be done. But I'm just so glad that we could all get together to have these conversations. That's all I wanted to say.
Is he an actor? Are you an actor?
Oh,
Can
no.
you let us? We're trying to listen and trying to have this conversation.
Okay. You know, we're all acting all the time in our lives, and I think that's part of the problem. You know, that it's like we're all trying to play a part rather than just being real and having these uncomfortable conversations. And that's what I'm always trying to tell people, especially white women. No offense, but
No,
so-
but see, like you're a white dude. There's power positions, and
Yeah.
it's pointing white people pointing fingers at each other is not helpful.
You know, I've been on this journey for so long, and just to see you guys at the table having this conversation has been really enlightening for me. Anyway, I got the DEI certification, and I'm just on the journey. All right, you ladies have a great night.
Decolonize yourself. Do your own white supremacy dismantling, and then you can start to bring in other people.
Can I just say one last thing? Can I just propose a toast? I mean, just raise a glass if you're racist, and that's the thing.
Cheers. Oh, I'm not racist. Let me
So
drink my glass.
all the rest of
Black people can't be racist.
She's the most racist person in there. This is hysterical, man.
I just wanted to, what's going on, everyone? First of all, I wanted to say, is this, how Emmanuel Acho had uncomfortable conversations with a black man? Is Matt Walsh doing like some, spinoff, uncomfortable conversations with a white man? This kind of, that would be lit if this was what it is. But, she said something like white people talking to white people doesn't do anything. Nigga, that's the only reason minorities in this country have anything.
It's pretty much the
Like-
reason behind everything, honestly.
If white people, if you can't get white people on board, none of this shit works.
Like Indians talking to Indians didn't amount to much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's white people talking to other white people and convincing them to hop on this train. That's what get this ball rolling.
Hey,
It ain't
brother,
niggas complaining all day.
did you see all the fertile Melungeon land down the river? I think it's ripe for white exploitation.
This
That's how
right
America
here,
was founded.
these women are absolutely nuts. They charge these women. These women pay like $1,000 to have this dinner. This is not free. This is very expensive. These dinners they're having, man. I don't know how he got to be a server at one of them, but this is real. This is not like something that he set up.
That's pretty slick.
Yeah, I don't know how he became a server at that thing.
Themselves that they have to overcome. The white participants in the group feel that there's something in themselves that they have to overcome.
Yeah, these sisters when they talk about sister small businesses, a lot of the small businesses and stuff like you pay. These white people pay to come here. This is not free. This is and it's a hefty sum. Okay.
Violence interruption is a business too.
Yeah, exactly.
Paying to get their mind decolonized.
Yeah, it is nice, a nice hustle, man. A hell of a hustle.
Yeah,
that's being requested of you.
Do you think there's any equivalent to this in any other part of the world between racial groups?
No.
I don't think so.
No.
I would love to see it if it is. That would be interesting.
You would never see Arabs putting up with this.
Yeah, or Chinese or.
Yeah, no way. No way. No way. I categorically say that it doesn't.
The white participants in the group feel that there's something in themselves that they have to overcome. When all that's being requested of you is that you be. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are
Sorry
you?
about that.
Oh, no problem. You good?
Yeah.
Remind me of your name again.
Stephen.
Stephen? Yeah? Okay. Did you want to come up?
Come up?
Yeah. Do you want to come up and share anything?
Sure. What do you want me to share?
Whatever's on your mind.
I just want to know that like my physical safety and yours and everybody else's here is okay.
Why would your physical safety not be okay? Did I miss something?
I don't feel comfortable.
What? Can you guys catch me up to speed on what's going on here?
You don't need.
Yeah, that dinner. I just looked it up. That dinner those white women were at. Each dinner party initially cost $2,500, but then the rate it was so successful that the women, the black woman, the Indian woman, they started charging $5,000.
Y'all feeding these bitches and letting them call you racist. 5K.
Yeah,
man, yo, I ain't gonna
whites.
lie, man. I'm about to get on this grift, bro. This shit is lucrative, man.
Those whites are mercurial people, but luckily I'm a Melungeon firstborn in North America.
But look, after the dinner, you can book a 1-hour consultation with either Jackson or Rao for $300 or $600 for both in person, by phone, or video chat. So after you pay $5,000 to be told, you can get, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to just in there. You want to do the work. You know what I'm saying?
What kind of grub you think they got at this joint?
Yeah, man. So they charge $300 for video, for hour-long session video.
London style fried chicken, probably something like that.
Wow.
Then you pay $5K to feed them bitches and then get called a raging anti-black whatever, and then the bonus package you get to pay $300 for one or $600 for both, so they both can sit you down and tell you how evil you are and how you just existing is the reason why black people never built 2-story buildings.
Need to be caught up. We're gonna be silent. Hello.
Hi.
How are you? How are
Sorry
you?
about that.
Oh, no problem. You good?
Yeah.
Remind me of your name again.
Stephen.
Stephen? Yeah? Okay.
Tripped him up.
Do you want to come up?
Come up?
Yeah. Do you want to come up and share anything?
Sure. What do you want me to share?
Whatever's on your
I
mind.
just want to know that like my physical safety and yours and everybody else's here is okay.
Why would your physical safety not be okay? Did I miss something?
I don't feel comfortable.
What? Can you guys catch me up to speed on what's going on here?
You don't need to be caught up. We're gonna be silent.
Is it because I...
Bro, these people can't handle getting any pushback at all.
Oh, my God. Just dunking on white people all day.
Would your physical safety not be okay? Did I miss something?
I don't feel comfortable.
What? Can you guys catch me up to speed on what's going on here?
You don't need to be caught up. We're gonna be silent.
Is it because I said I had 17 black friends? It might have been 15. It depends on how you count them.
Might be 15 and
She
2
wanted to
Melungeons.
laugh. So that the people who
girl wanted
actually
to
want
laugh.
to be here and deserve to be here silent.
Is it because I said I had 17 black friends? It might have been 15. It depends on how you count them.
I would really appreciate it if you left so that the people who actually want to be here and deserve to be here can get what they
I
need.
do want to be
Can
here.
you please leave?
I would like it if you left.
I'm trying to learn. I'm on this journey.
Come with me.
Yay! I didn't consent to be touched.
I'm not offering to touch you. I'm offering to walk you out. Will you walk with me? Knowing
Yo, that's Juice Crew, bro.
I'll admit
You
it.
look like Vlad.
I'll admit it. My name's not Steven. Maybe you already knew that. My name is Matt Walsh.
We know.
I just was here on this journey that I'm just starting, but I see that I'm not wanted.
If you were on your journey, then you would have told us who you were, your real name, but you didn't.
Are you saying I
Please
needed a
leave.
better disguise? Is that what you?
I don't know, maybe, but you can figure that out as you walk out the door.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Thank you so much. I really had the transformative experience myself, and my pronouns are he, him.
I did everything I could to fit in. I opened up. I was raw and emotional. I told them about my black friends. It was no use. They rejected
They
me.
all
And they
need
called the
hugs. They're so soft and wimpy that like caused them trauma.
And they called the
Dog.
police immediately.
They needed a hug. Damn. Bro, but it's funny until you realize, yo, damn, these the people that's really getting shit done
What
and
kind of
pushing their
crime?
agenda.
What kind of crime did they say he committed?
Thought crime. Salute to Eric S. Man. He says, I'm starting to think I'm a Melungeon. I need a DNA test.
That man said, he said, I got 15 and 2 possibles. Like it was like these niggas was playing spades and shit.
Are you prognostic, Eric S. Man? Are you prognostic? That may let us know if you that may help us know if you have a what would be called if you're a Melungeon, man, you have some DNA, some of that good old DNA in you, man. Does your jaw protrude? Does your forehead slope?
My mere presence in the room caused them pain. I'll never be accepted if I look like this. If they know that I'm Matt Walsh, I'll always be an outsider. I need to go deeper undercover, a whole new identity. If I want to be an ally, I need to look like one. Like someone who is progressive, tolerant, enlightened. Let me think. Have I ever met anyone like that? Ah, yes. Yes, I have.
What is a woman?
Why do you ask that question?
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna be funny, man. Yeah, there's nobody there. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see it.
Putting it in theaters is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Go online.
This seems more like a Netflix type of thing.
Yeah,
Or-
but I mean, I think
Right.
maybe he did that. He probably did that to kind of like disrupt. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. People ask questions.
but yeah, just put it out there and mainstream it, like legitimize it. Because Netflix, you know, kind of like is more like he wants to rumble with the big boys. He wants to be out there with the big boys, and I think that's good. I think he did the right thing putting it in the theaters. He can do that.
New guy in the back.
Yeah, that's. Oh God.
I am an anti-racist educator, quote unquote. She's still my daughter's 4 years old. I am an anti-racist educator, quote unquote. She's still watching Disney movies and she is choosing a white princess over princesses of color.
Have you talked to her about that?
I think this
All
is
the
child
time.
abuse.
My 3-year-old daughter is her favorite princess is Moana.
Love it.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
But then I also thought, there's a little bit of cultural appropriation here. She wants to be Moana for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we navigate that? Do I go and buy the Pacific Islander native attire for my white 3-year-old?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
But I guess what we might call the Moana problem here is what.
Oh, they just
this is a spoof, right? This is like a gag.
No, this is real. This is 100% real.
No, like
This
he's
is-
gagging on her. Like she doesn't know, right?
He
Yeah,
doesn't get it.
Okay.
He's fucking her kids up.
So
This is
she's telling the
crazy.
kids that they have to like the black character or the non-white characters, but she can't. They can't be that for Halloween because that's cultural appropriation.
It's
This is
evil, yo.
retarded.
This is evil, yo. Like,
And you could tell she doesn't really believe. She's just saying what she thinks a good white person is supposed
Of
to
color.
Have you talked to her about that?
All the time.
My 3-year-old daughter is her favorite princess is Moana.
Love it.
It's a good sign.
Yeah.
But then I also thought, there's a little bit of cultural appropriation here. She wants to be Moana for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
So how do we navigate that? Do I go and buy the Pacific Islander native attire for my white 3-year-old?
I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
But I guess what we might call the Moana problem here is what, on one hand, there's cultural appropriation. On the other hand, there's gravitating towards white characters.
Right.
So it's almost like no matter which way you go, you end up back in racism.
We think every space belongs to us because we live in a white supremacist society.
Is America an inherently racist
Of course.
country?
I think the word inherent is challenging there. If we say
Fundamentally.
fundamentally, yes, America is racist to its bones. All of the
So inherently.
yeah.
Like, thank God too. Could you imagine if it was not? Like, I don't want to live like they do in other countries.
This shit going to Brazil.
Embarrassment about
America would already be over if it wasn't racist.
I don't want to have to be praying to some fucking obelisk in Eastern Europe and learning about the Sun Man as the king of shit.
Imagine if they just handed over like the South to the Sun people after the Civil War because they were totally not racist and they thought they could do an equally as good job. You would have like Haiti across the entire South.
I think the Wickeds would invade them. The Wickeds wouldn't put up with that for long. They wouldn't allow that to persist.
Somebody would have invaded them.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Wow, this stuff is absolutely amazing. This stuff is Jesus. Oh God. The fact that y'all put up with this stuff is also just listen. Y'all are special, man. One thing about it, this exposes a weakness and also a strength. Like to be able to eat this type of shit is a strength though, because you have the capacity to be like good and charitable, and like this is the same thing that makes y'all eat this type of shit is the same thing that makes y'all create the Red Cross and
Diversity.
and create the Peace Corps. You know what I'm saying? That same type of this same type of gene that makes y'all eat shit or makes people like make y'all eat shit is the same thing that also makes y'all create like fucking battered
great
women's
things,
shelters and shit. Yeah, like there ain't no battered women's shelters in fucking Saudi Arabia.
We need like some of the Tiger like straight arrow IQ where they just kill you if you're a drug dealer. They just kill you and they don't worry about it. Like we need that in our DNA.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to Main TV, man. This is it's just basically a glitch, man. It's kind of like a glitch, I would say.
Yeah, pluses and minuses.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, actually, the glitch is more diversity in of itself. Because if it's just us homogeneous, this shit wouldn't really be a liability anymore, right?
Right. Exactly.
We begin tonight with the sentencing of 2 D.C. police officers in the high-profile case of Karan Hilton Brown. The 20-year-old was killed back in 2020 after a car hit the scooter he was driving in Northwest Washington. Police were chasing him at the time of the crash.
Tonight, 4 years later, those officers were sentenced to time in prison. One of them is the first on-duty D.C. police officer ever charged and convicted of murder. Thanks for joining us tonight at 11. I'm Sean Yancey.
I'm Jim Adley. It was an emotional day in the courtroom as the judge handed down the sentences. News 4's Jackie Benson has the details and new reaction.
A courtroom artist captured Officer Terrence Sutton wiping away tears as a federal judge sentenced him to 5.5 years in prison for second-degree murder, conspiracy, and obstructing justice in the death of 20-year-old Karan Hilton Brown. Lieutenant Andrew Zabowski, found guilty of conspiracy and obstructing justice, was sentenced to 4 years. Surveillance and body camera video from October 23, 2020, shows Terrence Sutton pursuing Hilton Brown, who was on a moped in the Kennedy Street neighborhood of Northwest. The chase ended when Brown ran into an oncoming vehicle and was killed. The incident led to violent protests outside.
What do y'all think about that so far?
Checks out.
Yeah, you guys kind of just like hold the country hostage, and we don't really know what to. The country just doesn't really know what to do other than move away from it. Like that's about as far as we've understood.
At the 4th District Station. Both officers, who were suspended without pay after being indicted, are allowed to remain free as they appeal their convictions, a process that could take several years. That did not sit well with Hilton Brown's mother.
Then he gets to go home. I'm just, at this moment, it's called white privilege. That's it. It's called the value of Black life. How can you not put value on my child's
All right,
life?
Rafiki.
The D.C. Police Union.
That bitch never talked about that shit years ago.
The conviction, which resulted from a politically motivated prosecution, is a grave miscarriage of justice.
This is the most unjust prosecution and sentence that I've ever experienced. And I have always.
Oh, she Brita lawyer.
But I'm deeply disappointed.
Terrence Sutton is the first D.C. police officer to be convicted of murder in the line of duty. Jackie Benson, News 4.
That's crazy, though. I didn't know that. That's crazy.
A man who shot and killed a passenger in another car in a road rage incident will spend the next 60 years in prison. 31-year-old Eli Hickerson was murdered as he was heading home from work in 2022. WRTV's Lauren Schwenker was in the courtroom when the judge sentenced Dion Kimbrough for the crime.
It was a very emotional day in the courtroom as we heard from multiple family members of victim Eli Hickerson. After the sentencing, we touched base with the family that says no amount of justice will bring their son back.
You have a child and you can protect him for so long, and then the world takes over. We just don't have our Eli anymore. The 60 years that he did get is never going to be a
prognostic son, man.
Prognostic.
God damn. So this, hold on. So this is an indigenous American, right? Right here.
Yeah, this is we was here before everybody, man.
Yeah.
You see, we built that.
Kind of looks like the Predator.
Any more concave, and you could open a can with his head.
never going to be enough, and we're never going to be the same again.
A road rage incident took 31-year-old Eli Hickerson from his family and the world. Friday morning, a judge sentenced Dion Kimbrough to 60 years for Hickerson's murder. Many testified.
Now listen, man, Dion gonna go, like, Dion would have probably gotten this same sentence somewhere in the future, in the near distant future, near of his life. You know what I'm saying? He was probably doing things that were leading him to this moment in another. It's just sad that it took this guy's life. This guy, you know what I'm saying? Like, Dion would have probably killed some Sun Man at a dice game, you know what I'm saying? And gotten the same thing. Or, you know, robbed some goddamn Uber driver or something, you know what I'm saying? But unfortunately, this guy crossed paths with him and he got it. He the reason Dion.
Yeah, you got to avoid the groid. Come on now.
I mean, maybe it just passed him, though, you know? Like,
yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, it's a good
unfortunately,
point.
it is literally unavoidable at some moments.
Well, he wasn't driving, like, he was a passenger. He was a passenger in the car.
Okay.
Oh, true. Okay.
So somebody, the person driving, offended Dion. Dion shot into the car.
Yeah, it's like, we can move away from y'all, but like at some point we're gonna have to share a fucking road. So we can't completely insulate ourselves.
No,
consider yourself lucky up there.
Think about if there's an exit that to your town, like, and the Sun Man get off to get some gas, like, doing that, he can kill one of y'all. You know
right. There's always a chance.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, man.
It's all
Eli
over
Hickerson from his family.
I mean, it's just all over a perceived subjective slight on his part, which you have absolutely no control over.
Right, nothing. Yeah, you can't. You, as a Sun Man, I'd be sensitive though. I'd be knowing when something be like upset about little slights though, because I'm a Sun Man.
Yeah, but when you're driving, you might not even know who the hell's in that car.
Well, here's the thing though.
I guess they got pretty close though in this case.
Yeah, Sun Man, like anything that doesn't go his way on the road, yeah, you in trouble. Your best bet is letting him go by. Like, you know what I'm saying?
100%.
Yeah, letting him go, because when he's down there, you better off than him being behind you.
Always want to be behind a Sun Man, whether in a car or on foot.
You know what I'm saying?
A road rage incident took 31-year-old Eli Hickerson from his family and the world. Friday morning, a judge sentenced Dion Kimbrough to 60 years for Hickerson's murder. Many testified on what Eli Hickerson's loss has done to them.
In the grand scope, in a small little microcosm, what was you going to get out of it?
He don't care.
You're counting.
After a 3-day jury trial in August,
he want to laugh. He want to bust out laughing.
He ready to get back in the cell.
Kimbrough was convicted of
Yeah.
murder and unlawful possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon.
And that coward shot my boy in the back and then claimed self-defense.
Kimbrough's family also took the stand, stating he was not a
So he's a violent. They call him a violent, serious violent felon. So that means he had a to be called a serious violent felon. That means your past is like checkered, man. You got a spotted past, man.
Possession of a firearm by a serious violent felon.
And that coward shot my boy in the back and then claimed self-defense.
Kimbrough's family also took the stand, stating he was not a monster and had a son who misses him back at home.
And
oh wow, black man with a son.
Bruh.
Black man with children.
He doesn't know where he is, but he's somewhere.
They're fucking monsters, bruh.
Oh.
And we'll just continue to be the family we are to honor my son's memory.
And we will always continue to do that.
Kimbrough is appealing his conviction. The court has issued a no contact order. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Lauren Schwenker, WRTV.
Only on 6, 3 families in Miami-Dade were robbed of justice after the man accused of killing their loved ones got deported before his trial.
Police say that the man was drunk when he crashed and killed 3 people on West Flagler. But now that man is in Honduras and won't face any punishment. NBC6 reporter.
Yo, you gliders are fucking crazy, man.
We're fucking cooked.
You did it again today.
Yeah, y'all are absolutely, positively crazy, man.
Like the change, the sheer change is from 1965 to now. Like it's unbelievable, man. It really is.
Only on 6, 3 families in Miami-Dade were robbed of justice after the man accused of killing their loved ones got deported before his trial.
Police say that the man was drunk when he crashed and killed 3 people on West Flagler. But now that man is in Honduras and won't face any punishment. NBC6 reporter Christian Colon joins us with the story you'll see only on 6.
Video shows the moment 3 young lives were cut short. Paola Savillon, her boyfriend Jason Mesa, and his cousin Giselle Reyes were killed when police say their driver, Erwin Zuniga, drove drunk and plowed into a Valero sign.
We just want justice. And after we have justice, then maybe we can grieve. That's all we want.
But that justice is on a temporary, potentially permanent pause because Zuniga was deported to Honduras last week.
According to what his attorney said, his probation officer called him in to change his battery, his anklet battery. He showed up, immigration was already there. He got detained. His officer removed the anklet and let him go.
Good morning.
Sir, you were arrested for...
Against the family's wishes, Zuniga was placed on house arrest 2 years ago. But this July records show he violated the rules of his release. To wit, he was arrested by Homeland Security officers.
He killed 3 people driving drunk, was put on house arrest, violated the house arrest, and then was deported for violating house arrest. And now he doesn't have to.
We're cooked. We're cooked. We're fucking cooked.
That's crazy.
The only silver lining here is he didn't run over 3 gliders. That's the only silver lining here.
Yeah, one thing Ark said, me traveling, it's right. When I went to Haiti, to DR, to Colombia, they all have that reckless driving, and it's ridiculous. Even when I went to Cuba, it's just one way style, reckless driving, man. It's just ridiculous.
Wow, that's crazy. They would have never built cars, though. That's another thing too.
Exactly.
And they got those small compact cars too. That's why. That's why Haiti loves a lot of Toyotas are small. That's why they love it, because Toyota imports stuff over there. A lot of Kias is in Colombia. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, those Umbritos, they're always fucking drinking too behind the wheel. What the fuck?
Yeah,
well, that's normal.
I mean, to be completely fair, damn near every glider I knew growing up did the same thing too. So, but not every one of them killed 3 people. I'll have to say.
Yeah, but also here's the thing though. the judgment, like when because of that, their DNA, they don't process alcohol the same way gliders process alcohol.
That's definitely true.
So they have a hard time processing it, so it stays in their system longer, and they stay drunk longer, and they get drunker. So it's like they Hombrito could drink the same 6-pack that a glider drinks, and that Hombrito is
buzzed.
Different place. He's in a different place today.
I work at an Ecuadorian bar, so yeah, they done. They cook.
Yeah. So salute to Austin Davenport III, Ock Nation Hall of Famer, man. He says, salute, Ock. Why is it that when sons claim to know true history, when you ask for evidence, they always insist that the info is hidden or in some lost book conveniently in a place you can't get to?
Well, Mr. Austin,
it's incredibly common. I mean,
Mr. Austin, we just spent like a whole stream yesterday trying to find out. So apparently we can't answer your question. We spent like 3 hours trying to get it out of some Sunmans.
That is so true. That's exactly what they do.
Every time. Every time.
New charges of immigration status.
He gets deported. He's living, he's eating, he's sleeping, he's seeing his family. And my sister stopped growing at 19 years old.
Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, tells NBC6 Zuniga was an unlawfully present Honduran national removed by an order signed by an immigration judge from the Executive Office of Immigration Review.
No nos han tomado en cuenta. Se burlaron de nosotros.
Yeah, did I hear
de
a
las
beep?
tres familias.
The victim's family.
Oh, shit.
I swear to God, I heard a beep.
No nos han tomado en cuenta. Se burlaron de
it's
nosotros.
definitely Mr. Urban, yeah.
Yep. Wow.
Got him.
The second one in a row.
Got him.
The last one had a beep?
Yeah, we heard a beep before. Hop like you said.
Oh my God. So you're getting, I'm telling you, that beep is a problem for gliders. Something about people who don't change the battery in their smoke detector, it says something about them. I think I thought I had it, but I think it's much deep. I thought I had it that like they don't
psychopathy.
No. They just don't understand.
They don't get the future.
The abstractness of the smoke detector. The fact that the detector.
There's no fire right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's exactly.
What you mean?
There's no fire right
ain't
now.
Ain't nothing on fire.
Yeah. So but the fact that the beat doesn't cause them to do anything about it is different. That's another troubling thing.
Yeah, it's even more crazier because that shit is like supposed to drive you crazy. Even if you're too retarded to not understand why it's beeping, like it's supposed to drive you nuts.
Well, here's the thing. Even if you're not going to like change the battery, just take it off the wall.
Yeah.
So it stops
beeping.
Exactly. It's just, and then also the fact that a battery is like maybe $1. You know what I'm saying?
It's
a battery to put in there is the cost, the time it would take to replace the battery. Like these are people that build houses, you know what I'm saying? Like
you're
material, right. But they wouldn't take the time to buy a battery and replace it. It's just insane.
De las tres familias.
The victims' families feel betrayed by the government since Zuniga hasn't gone to trial for killing 3 of their loved ones. It's like they're making jokes in our faces, Jason's mother tells us.
They failed my mom. They failed the other 2 families. My sister was a human being. Not an
Can the news people say something, please?
Yo, what the fuck? How do you sleep, man? I'm telling you, man. Little shit like that disturbs me when I'm trying to sleep, man. Like, that would
drive me wild.
An animal.
State Attorney Catherine Fernandez-Rundle tells NBC6 the family was robbed of justice and cheated by governmental failure. adding this could have been avoided if those overseeing house arrests had simply notified them or the court of.
You know what? We gotta look to see if trashy white people do the same thing too. To see if this is about poverty.
With
see
chirping?
The chirp is about poverty. Because
their intention to release him.
And state attorneys say they are trying to work with the federal government to try and bring the defendant back. We reached out to the Miami-Dade Corrections and Zuniga's public defender, but they did not want to comment. In Miami.
Wow.
A local pastor says a traffic stop by a Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputy sent him to the hospital. But the sheriff's office argues the incident could have ended with a traffic ticket if the pastor had followed instructions. So whom should you believe? News Channel 8's Jeff Patterson.
So a $50 million a year football player, a pastor, a fucking crackhead. It don't matter, man. If they black, you gonna have problems.
Live at the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office now with both sides of the story. Jeff.
Good evening. The video you are about to see is difficult to watch in many ways. It shows anger, aggression, and eventually an arrest. But both the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and the pastor involved can't agree on one thing. It didn't have to end the way it did.
August 29th, a Hillsborough County Sheriff's deputy makes a traffic stop because he believes the driver has an illegal sticker on his Florida license plate. 15 seconds after pulling the driver over, listen to the angry confrontation that happens.
I'm gonna give you about 0.2 seconds explaining to me what you pulled me over for, because I have not committed any traffic violation. The tag.
And we're told that the talk that I was told when I was a kid, put your stand on the steering wheel and give the cop your yes sir, no sir. We haven't seen one video where Sun Man has done all that shit that they say is in the talk. Not one.
I mean, I distinctly remember getting this talk as a child from my father. So, it's hardly unique to some people. And in fact, as we have observed here, they are the ones who do it the least in reality.
They never do it.
Right. I mean, I'm giving you some grace here, but
he's a pastor.
If you never do it, then you do it the least.
Just that Tyreek Hill energy Son's always had.
Every pastor that's a son is like a pimp. That's what they make it into. Like they can't be like a normal pastor. They gotta bring that son shit, and then they low key just become pimps.
Yeah, I would push back on that. There is some gliders that be pimping too, like they pimp the system too. Pastors.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
That's a hustle. That's a hustle. That's just a hustle.
The Catholic priests, they pimp the little boys. I mean,
the Vatican is incredibly wealthy.
I think the energy of a black pastor is a little different than a white pastor. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I agree.
It's just this is a black man doing it, and then in other cases, it's a white man doing it. So that it's just basically what it is. This is a black guy playing that pastor role.
You can't have that design.
The driver of the car is Pastor Carl Soto, one of the founders of Black Lives Matter in this area.
Forgive me, guys.
That cop had a bad look at the draw here.
Who's this Hebrew in the back here? Looks like a Hebrew son.
Yo, Black Lives Matter is inherently against God. Like the fact that all lives matter is godly, but Black Lives Matter is ungodly. Just singling out one group. Yeah, that's not that.
I'm a third-year law student. This is not something you want to do. If you can see my shirt.
Third-year law student. Pastor Soto and Deputy Alex Almagar speak to each other. There is hostility. Pastor Soto says at this moment he felt both fear and anger.
The moment he was being confrontational with me, I knew that the reason for the stop was unlawful.
From the start, the deputy tells
He got
Pastor Soto he has
that
a
race hustler
on
cadence.
his license plate. This is the sticker of a joker covering part of the tag.
So you're a pastor and you have this as your license.
That is curious.
Dude, they're fucking children. They're literally fucking kids, dude.
Bro, he giving me Dr. Umar energy. He's just talking.
Yeah, 100%.
He's like Dr. Umar mixed with Michael Eric Dyson.
Salute to Steve S, man. Steve S, Ock Nation Hall of Famer. Coming through once again. Shout out to Steve S. Shout out to Deluxe 247, aka Cal Ripken, aka Real MVP. Coming through once again. This is just I feel like we got another twist coming before this story's over. I just feel it coming.
That the reason for the stop, one, was unlawful.
From the start, the deputy tells Pastor Soto he has an illegal sticker on his license plate. This is the sticker of a joker covering part of the tag. Pastor Soto admits to being frustrated.
Was annoyed that he followed me for 3 miles. He followed me. He was tailing me extremely close.
Seconds after pulling him over, the deputy opens Soto's door and pulls out his taser. 4 minutes after the initial stop, he puts the pastor in cuffs.
So you're doing this over a tag? I'm going to ticket. Okay. You just lost your job.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office says the deputy did.
Wow, you just lost your job.
Yeah. The authority
like a woman.
Yeah, like he knows. He knows the power he has. He's the leader of Black Lives Matter down there. He knows he can mobilize a
some
mob.
Klingons to fuck shit up.
Yeah, salute to Eric S. He says, just playing. I'm 6'3", son, man. I have prognathism. Mom could pass for a mulatto. Dad, dark. I wondered about the shape of my head growing up. Now I know, watching this channel, it's prognathis. It's prognathis. Yeah, man. Shout out to Eric S. I didn't know Eric S. was a half mulatto Melungeon son man type.
Embrace your Melungeon heritage. It's a
He
great
is
historic one.
1/4 Melungeon.
Yeah, exactly. It's hard to tell what he is, but he's got some
Melungite power.
in there. I thought you were a glider. He donates every show, so I was like, they gotta be a glider.
Damn.
But yeah, man, salute to him, man.
Nothing wrong, and that Pastor Soto could have driven away with just a traffic ticket if he had given the deputy his driver's license.
But unfortunately,
How
Mr.
often
Soto's
does that
actions
happen?
led to this being escalated and this resulting and ending in a very different way.
The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office maintains that this deputy made a lawful request to see the pastor's driver's license. And in the video, you can see the pastor show his license to the deputy, but he takes it back when the deputy tries to take that license in his hand. Both, again, the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office and the pastor say this could have ended differently than it did. Paulo?
Yeah, Jeff, that's incredible video. And just to be clear.
I mean, one could argue that a Black Lives Matter pastor that is decked out in all Black Lives Matter attire while driving, might want to have had that situation escalate.
True, but I think this was organic. This one looked organic. It didn't look like, because if the guy followed him for 3 miles, and if the guy, what I'm saying, like that reaction is how he would have reacted even if he was like just a regular son man. You know what I mean? You can't really divine nothing from the fact that he's a Black Lives Matter leader.
Beaverton police have recovered Melissa Jubain's remains, but have yet to say exactly where she was found, arresting her neighbor, 27-year-old Bryce Schubert, who they believe was involved in her disappearance. He's now facing a charge of second-degree murder.
It's a glider,
Oscar
right?
Cardenas met Melissa Jubain years ago while working at the Nike company store when they were both students at the University of Portland, saying she always wanted to help people and reach her goal of one day becoming a nurse.
Such a hard worker, such a sweetheart. And being a nurse, that's like just the most selfless career ever.
They kept in touch over the years through Instagram.
She had such a beautiful life and just such great people around her. Every time she posted on Instagram, she was so happy and just so, like, I don't know, just glowing.
Both settling down at the same apartment complex in Beaverton off Southwest 160th Avenue and Baseline Road. where Melissa went missing on September 4th.
This area of Bucktown is just so quiet and so calm and so safe. So it's just shocking that something like that would happen here.
Setting off searches by family, friends, and most importantly, Beaverton police. During their investigation, police said they learned Melissa's neighbor, Bryce Schubert, was involved in her disappearance, arresting the 27-year-old on a charge of second-degree murder.
It's like, how is this happening in my own backyard, my own apartment complex?
Why are they not showing his face? Where's his face?
Schubert.
He's got to be a glider, but like they're
Bryce
not showing
Schubert.
his
I
face.
mean, my God, if this is a Sun Man,
Yeah, this is Sun Man, man.
That'd be crazy.
Nah, it's a glider. It's a glider.
It's gotta be a glider.
I told you it was glider. It sound glidery.
Yeah, Bryce Schubert.
It's Portland.
Yeah.
No, it's not even that.
Yeah,
it sounds glidery.
Yeah.
Terrifying, honestly. It's scary that, you know, somebody could take away such a beautiful life, so young too.
Recovering Melissa's remains, but holding off on saying exactly where.
I can't even wrap my head around it. It's just so heartbreaking that it would happen here, and we're just gonna miss seeing her beautiful smile and just light up the end.
Wow.
All right, this will be like the one, you know, Stop Asian Hate case we're gonna focus on from like the Kamala campaign.
But tigers, you know, gliders love tigers, man. So
Yeah, let's do another Portland one, man. Since that was one Portland one, let's do this Portland one.
This has been the worst thing our families have experienced.
An emotional day in court as the man who murdered two people.
Oh shit! What the hell?
Is a life sentence with 32 years to be served
Little stacks in
for
right
the
there.
eligibility to ask for parole.
Bennett Miller admitted to killing 29-year-old Fortress Oriaki.
No.
What?
Okay.
Gliders are fighting back.
Yeah.
Got it cracking, yo. That glider got it cracking.
Yo, glider cooking shit.
how many of these
Right,
do we
right.
on Knock Nation?
You got some fucking balls, man. Pause.
It's like Halloween or Christmas.
Hold on, let me hear this right quick.
Bennett Miller admitted to killing 29-year-old Fortress Oriaki and 25-year-old Isi Akoria in a case of...
He caught two of them?
Damn.
Fortress.
And two bodies. Yeah, shout outs.
Not all heroes
Yo.
wear capes.
Yo, that dude, yo, he was out here he was standing on business, man.
God damn, that nigga caught two of them things. Damn. Oh, two Sun Men? That's wild.
That's like, you know what that's like? That's like when a team is like down like 30 and they making like a 5-0 run and shit. The team, we call a timeout. We gotta call a timeout, black folks. They coming back. Timeout, 20-second timeout. Slow down this run, man. This is
Tariq Nasheed probably got this shit on his Twitter somewhere.
Oh, this is a
Look at
Hotep's
this.
wet dream right here.
Look at this white supremacist race soldier that killed
These
you.
are tethers, though. Nah, Tyreek ain't gonna do that. These are tethers.
Oh yeah, he definitely had a tether name.
Killing 29-year-old Fortress Oriaki and 25-year-old Isi Akoria in a case of mistaken identity. On Friday, the families of the victims spoke in court as a slideshow with photos of the two played on a screen.
A crime so diabolical. It makes absolutely no sense. It's a nightmare that we are still trying to dig ourselves out of, trying to understand.
Junior scammer lawyer.
Isi flew from
Hold on, help us understand it. I want to understand it.
Yeah.
He thought these were some other sons. So he was trying to whack two other sons, and he whacked these.
Yo, he was out for
this nigga was a stepper, dog. What the fuck?
Hold on, man.
Trying to understand.
In June of 2023, Isi flew from Nigeria to Portland to celebrate Fortress's birthday. Miller was out selling drugs and mistook the two.
No,
He was on the block.
Yo,
This
this
nigga
is a
was-
different
He
glider.
was on the corner.
Bro, he was making plays. Was beefing with Sunmen, stepping on shit. Yo,
Thought
what
he saw
the?
his ops.
Damn, man.
No,
He's
that's
running these Sunmen.
crazy.
He's got these Sunmen on the run.
Bro, he cooked two sieves thinking it was his op. Bro, this is different. I ain't never seen this shit before.
Yeah, this dude flew from Nigeria and like this is revenge for them 2 Nigerians that secondated that white kid in Michigan, I think. Yeah, this is payback for that one.
23, Isi flew from Nigeria to Portland to celebrate Fortress's birthday. Miller was out selling drugs and mistook the two as people who had wronged him. He followed them in his car and shot them at the intersection of Cesar Chavez Boulevard and Halsey Street.
His brilliant life was maliciously cut short by a violent lowlife named Bennett Miller.
Fortress worked with people with disabilities, including 11-year-old Reed, who has cerebral palsy.
And they worked with disabled white children.
Yo, this story is.
This is a Uno reverse
This
card.
is
If I ever saw one.
This is good sons, man. I gotta feel sorry for that one now. If he would have got rid of bad sons, then I would have been cool with
Yeah,
it.
let's make some strange fruit out of this glider.
This is a parallel universe one, man. This
No
is
doubt. No doubt.
This is
a simulation.
This is like the Bob
Bizarro.
knocking Duval last night. This is just crazy.
And
Weird.
the family's taking it so well. They're not like race baiting. Like they're taking on the chin, like we've been doing for like 100 years now.
Well, he got a life sentence, so it's like I think if he was a son, man, sons are different. Like this guy's not smiling, he's not laughing in court.
True,
You know
yeah,
what I'm
true.
saying? It's just a lot. His energy.
He knows he fucked up.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
he admitted to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put the family through
That's
a lot
that
of
DNA. Yeah, that's the
Yeah.
DNA kicked in.
He probably felt bad. He thought it was his ops.
Yeah,
Cooking
DNA,
civilians. He was like that glider, that innate glider guilt kicked in. He was like, no, I can't walk this earth knowing I killed 200 people.
DNA, man. It's DNA with
Yeah, he rocked that shit to sleep though. He was out here. Listen, man. Shout out to this glider.
Yo, the only thing that'll really seal this up for me if they say he tapped the switch on them niggas, dog. Got them niggas out of. If they say he hit him with the switchy, bro, I'm gonna be like, damn, yeah, this a one of a kind joint right here.
Oh,
TCT's making it rain here.
Yo, I know facts. Shout out to TCT, man. TCT said, greetings, Og Nation. It's been a minute since I caught y'all live. I've been moving around for the last month and finally settled in the Oh, you in the DMV, man? Where you at? What part of the DMV you at? Maryland, Virginia, or DC, man? Shout out to you, TCT. Yeah, man. This right here is listen. Homie was out here fucking smashing those. He see them niggas. He
Yo.
like, oh shit, they go them niggas. Pulled up in traffic. He said, let's play in traffic, nigga. Like, God, dog.
And I think the sons he was looking for probably robbed them, and he's like, "No, I'm gonna get them back." So,
yeah,
true. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, maybe this is like a drug dealer falling down situation.
Yeah, exactly. My man TCT said he in Alexandria. Yeah, man, the Virginia side, man. Yeah, Alexandria's turned it into a shithole, man. But it's still pretty much better than DC.
Out selling drugs and mistook the two as people who had wronged him. He followed them in his car and shot them at the intersection of Cesar Chavez Boulevard and Halsey Street.
His brilliant life was maliciously cut short by a violent lowlife named Bennett Miller.
Fortress worked with people with disabilities, including 11-year-old Reed, who has cerebral palsy. Reed shared how they played video games and power chair soccer.
You made me sad. Now I feel nervous about someone who I care about going out anytime and getting killed. I love Fortress.
Wow, man.
wow, this is
kid. Yeah, this is just terrible, man. This kid right here, he had a friend. Like that dude was a good man. If you working with kids like this, you got patience.
Wheelchair soccer with him.
Yeah, you got patience, dog. Like you salt to the earth because these kids require, like, you know how you teach a regular kid something and they get it? Like these kids might not get it for a year, whatever you're trying to teach them. They might not ever get it, but you got to keep working with them, keep working with them, keep working with them. So he was a good man, man. Hey.
Like he was my own brother.
In a short statement, Miller says he thinks about what he did every day.
Gotta work on myself so nothing like this ever happens again. Unfortunately, I'm a product of my environment.
But these families will forever
Rocks.
live
Wow.
Come on, man.
losing their loved
Nice
ones.
glider,
You
man. Come
almost
on,
had
KB. He a glider though, man. He a glider.
Yeah, he's trying to get out of it with that.
It's
he was saying
DNA.
all the
It's
right
DNA.
things.
And you guys.
Well, just to be able to move on. There is nothing anybody can do on this very planet Earth that could bring my son.
What the fucking? This is a parallel world right here. Oh.
Yo, I wish that kid typed
Good
in Black
morning,
Lives Matter.
Mr. DVC, Mr. Gilchrist, state your.
Say what?
I wish that little kid like typed in Black Lives Matter though on his keyboard.
Wow.
I don't think that
Good
kid cared
morning,
about that.
Mr. DVC, Mr. Gilchrist, state your full name.
Lawrence Deontay Gilchrist.
Okay, Mr. Gilchrist, you're here for a couple of reasons. We're going to go through them one at a time. First, we have matters. We have warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at the 36th District Court. On these matters, you're going to be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount, and I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend on October the 8th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Perkins. Understood?
The alleged attack happened in the heart of downtown Detroit, very close to Campus Martius, a place that people we spoke with say they feel very safe being. Now, in court, we learned that the prosecutor says this suspect is someone who should be considered very dangerous. The details of the alleged attack are shocking, as are the details of the arrest of 30-year-old Lawrence Gilchrist.
That you informed the officer, quote, I knocked his ass out.
Gilchrist is now facing serious assault charges. According to the assistant prosecutor, he should be held in jail until the trial.
This person is clearly a danger to society. This was an unprovoked attack on a stranger from another country where he came up to him and he cold cocked him.
The victim here, an 81-year-old man.
The victim is
What the fuck?
Man, it's
Released
like
no bond.
we got a little break and now it's like back to regular program here. It's just like
80, an 81-year-old German tourist. This is crazy.
Yo, we did two 70-year-olds back to back yesterday, man. Got got a suntan. This guy right here though, 81. Listen, man, when you come from another country, man, and you just walking down the street at 81 years old, you would never in your wildest imagination imagine being attacked. But like I said, senior citizens they're just as likely to be attacked in the presence of sons as anybody else. There's no deviation. If you look at the stats,
no holds barred.
Yeah, it's no cut cards, no red lines. They can get it just as well as anybody.
remains unconscious and is unresponsive, and we're waiting for status updates hourly at this point.
So
We're
the dude is still unconscious and unresponsive.
not certain that the victim will survive this incident.
That man visiting Detroit from Germany. According to sources, he was on a Great Lakes cruise with a stop in Detroit.
Things happen all over in every big city, but
yeah, because of y'all for the most part.
Yeah, but that's what we talked about earlier. Like, he stopped over in Detroit. He didn't even he was on a tour of the Great Lakes. He wasn't in Detroit. He didn't live in Detroit. He wasn't even coming here to be in Detroit. He was on a Great Lakes tour. They stopped in Detroit, and then submitted that tour.
What did this 80-year-old German say to the Sun Man? Like,
he didn't do it.
He was on a Great Lakes cruise with a stop in Detroit.
things happen all over in every big city, but to hear something like that, an 81-year-old man, a tourist, coming to, obviously he liked Detroit too.
Wow.
So it saddens me to hear that.
The alleged attack happened on Woodward in the heart of downtown.
The suspect simply walked up to him and immediately and violently hit him. The probability of conviction and sentencing is strong given the entire assault took place on video camera.
Gilchrist's attorney paints a different picture of his client, a man without a criminal record.
We have a 30-year-old young man, works every day, has 2 children, lives in the city, so he has ties. It's not a flight risk.
The judge set bond at $50,000 cash,
Wow.
citing out.
Your fucking granddad is laid up in the hospital, unresponsive and unconscious, and this fucker gets a $50,000 bond, meaning $5,000 he can go home.
Damn.
And it's on camera. It's not like they're gonna need Columbo to figure this shit out. So maybe, we don't know really if he did it, so we let him go because there's a presumption of innocence. No, he's on camera doing it, caught on the scene, admitted it, told the cop I knocked his ass the fuck out, and still gets for $5,000 he gets to go home.
Who cares? Who cares if he doesn't have a prior record? Like, what does that
You
even
want a
matter?
fucking cookie?
I mean, he does. We
You're
just
supposed
didn't
to have a
catch him.
criminal record.
Look at this 8.
Yeah, he looks guilty to me. I'll say that.
He's like, why am I even here?
Yeah.
Yeah. He looks like, like he's ready to go. Like he's like, when am I leaving? Like he looks kind of like, yo, tell me when I'm getting out of here. He doesn't look like, oh shit, I fucked up. I've ruined my life. He doesn't look like that.
No remorse, man.
Outstanding court cases involving public drunkenness and court-appointed mental health treatment, a ruling the prosecution didn't agree with.
Is, again, being bold, a loose cannon to the community.
If Gilchrist does...
Hold on, what did they make him do? Hold on.
Outstanding court cases involving...
Works every day, has 2 children, lives in the city, so he has ties. It's not a flight risk.
The judge set bond at $50,000 cash, citing outstanding court cases involving public drunkenness and court-appointed mental health treatment, a ruling the prosecution didn't agree with.
Is, again, being bold, a loose cannon to the community.
If Gilchrist does post bond, he's been ordered not to contact the victim or go to downtown Detroit until this case is settled. Dave Spencer.
Wow. Hey man, just don't talk to the guy who's unresponsive and unconscious in the hospital, and don't go downtown. Like we're gonna ever fucking know if you do or not.
But we're not even gonna put an ankle monitor on you or anything. So
not even
on your
gonna
words, son, man.
Yeah, we ain't gonna waste the ankle monitor on you, man. Just promise us you won't talk to the guy who's unresponsive in the hospital, and promise us you won't go downtown.
He got the job, and he got 2 kids, and he work every day and shit. Like, I don't give a fuck, man. That doesn't matter. None of that matters.
Yeah, I mean, like, think about it, man. Like, what does it matter that whether you've done something before, whether you've been caught, because he's done something before. He just hasn't been caught. Or he hasn't been charged. But think about it. So you punched an 81-year-old man into basically a coma. Admitted to the cops, did it on camera.
Yo, Octa, in the related videos, there's another Detroit video from 8 hours ago that says naked suspect attacks and kills 81-year-old in her own home.
Naked?
Community in Pittsfield Township, the scene of a horrific crime. Just after 12 o'clock Friday morning, police responding to this condo on Breckland Drive, where an 82-year-old man, an 81-year-old woman, and their dog had been stabbed. Despite surgery to try to save her life, the woman did not survive.
I don't know what to even think. It's tragedy.
I'm in shock and absolutely devastated for the family. They're just nice people.
The woman was an avid gardener and professional violinist. Police say the 82-year-old man is in stable condition. The dog, a golden retriever named Isabel, was rushed to the vet, badly hurt.
We see the gentleman, he's usually sitting outside, and his puppy is, it's a big old golden retriever, and he's always throwing, Ball to the puppy, and or the dog's got his little toy out here every day.
Police say the suspect was
Could be a
naked
glider.
when the attack happened. He's a 40-year-old man who lives nearby
Gold
but does not
retriever.
appear to know the victims. Police say just before
this
the
is a
home
glider.
invasion, the suspect had a physical altercation with his own family and left. He ended up here and went in the front door, which appears to have been unlocked. Police say there was no sign of forced entry.
It's a really
So he had an altercation with his own family, left out the house in a huff, and then
That
just
changes
walked.
Yeah, who does that remind me of? You remember that some man who shot and killed his own family after the argument and then went next door and
not
killed
gonna lie.
everybody else?
That changes the Vegas betting odds. Not gonna lie, but it could still be a glider.
Police say just before the home invasion, the suspect had a physical altercation with his own family and left. He ended up here and went in the front door, which appears to have been unlocked. Police say there was no sign of forced entry.
It's a really safe neighborhood. All of the community is really nice. It's quiet. It's peaceful. Everyone's really friendly and kind to one another. This seems like it's a horrible.
So there's probably not a lot of sons around there. So that lessens.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Back in
saying.
the glider column, maybe.
Yeah. So yeah, this probably was a glider.
Outlier of an event. And I'm devastated for the family.
Police arrested the suspect at another nearby home when the residents called 911 to report someone knocking on their door. Police calling the case random and unusual. It's not clear if drugs or alcohol were involved. The suspect is expected to be arraigned on Saturday. In Pittsfield Township, Amy Lang.
Wow. Wow. Let me see this one. This is the one. We're gonna do the main event next, man.
Is a case of when being a good Samaritan goes terribly wrong. An employee at our competitor station, WISN, was not only carjacked, but seriously hurt, all while trying to help a stranger get back home. And we need your help to catch the suspect. Take a look at this MCTS surveillance video from the night of August 12th of this year. Milwaukee police say this man walked up to the
Glider.
WISN employee a little after 11 o'clock in the evening as she went into the parking structure. He asked for a ride home, even though they don't know each other. She said yes. As they're in the...
Wow.
What?
Take a look at this MCTS surveillance video from the night of August 12th of this year. Milwaukee police say this man walked up to the WISN employee a little after 11 o'clock in the evening as she went into the parking structure. He asked for a ride home, even though they don't know each other. She said yes. As they're in the car, he asks to be dropped off at a friend's house here on Appleton Avenue. When they get there, things took a scary and almost deadly turn.
When they both arrived at the previously mentioned address, the subject displayed a serrated butcher knife and proceeded to slice the victim's throat, causing a lacerated trachea, and told her that he just wanted her car and that she wasn't going to die. While all this is happening, they're fighting. She's trying to fight him off, believing that she was actively bleeding, and she was, and she didn't want to die. So she began tussling with him, fighting for the knife, eventually being let out of the car.
Detectives say when she got out of the car, he drove off in her car while bleeding and screaming. A neighbor came out to help.
That's a whole glider, man.
Yeah, that's Connor, man.
Fucking Tyler.
That's a John Smith.
Oh, that's Tyler. Don't do that.
These
Yeah,
snowmen
that's
are
Aiden.
out of control, man.
That's Dustin.
Definitely.
That's a Mayflower glider.
Yeah, facts.
Help, and they called police, and they say that she will be okay.
That's
Detectives say the suspect is a white man in his early 20s. He's about 5'8".
Jeez, they said that was
His hair is light
convincing,
brown
right?
or reddish, and
They
it's
were hard on the T. They were
Yeah,
hard.
they put the bass in it.
And they lead with the video. Like there's no, they don't like try to hide it. They start right from the top with that video of this
Suspect was
glider.
a pale-faced demon.
White.
That's all.
Damn.
Here in Milwaukee, a man facing life in prison for allegedly murdering and dismembering a 19-year-old woman was back in court today.
CBS 58's Stephanie Rodriguez was there, joins us live with what he asked the judge for today. Stephanie.
Maxwell Anderson wanted the 3 charges he's pled not guilty to in connection to the death of Sade Robinson tried separately, but his request was denied.
What I learned through the briefing and through the criminal complaint is that all counts relate to the plan to kill, dismember, and dispose of the body of Sadie Robinson.
On Friday, 35-year-old Maxwell Anderson asked for the 3 charges against him to be prosecuted individually. The state argued they're all connected, so they should be tried together. The judge reviewed both sides and denied the separation.
All of the evidence relating to the arson is relevant to establishing motive. The motive to get away from the homicide and to cause the mutilation underlying counts 1 and 2.
Investigators say Anderson killed Sade Robinson after meeting her for a first date in April. He's accused of dismembering her body.
Yo, what is going on? What's crazy is, given the demographics, like should be every day. Just given the demographic breakdown of the country, it should just be gliders that we see mostly doing this.
Yeah. Tonight we are like it's y'all stepping out.
They stepping
well,
up their
hold on.
game.
I got a little update to the previous story. In the stabbing of the elderly couple. Neighbors described the suspect as a black man, naked, armed with a short knife.
They were stingy on the photo, so you kind of knew. They were stingy as fuck.
So within the span of 8 hours, 2 81-year-olds just got murked by sons in Detroit.
Like the glider, they come out right with it with the video and the base on the W. But nah, they were stingy on that photo. So like that, you heard like he beat the shit out of his family members, and then he left in a sun rage, and they didn't show the photo. So you kind of knew, right?
Yeah, but here's the thing. Once it was a senior, that kind of was like all you needed to know.
Yeah,
kind of a giveaway.
No one does seniors like that other than us, man.
That's true.
So wait, who killed this glider? I mean, this some woman, a glider?
A glider.
So she was a divester.
Damn, Chad killed her. What the fuck?
Yeah,
He killed Sade Robinson after meeting her for a first date in April. He's accused of dismembering her body, scattering her remains, and setting her car on fire. His charges include first-degree homicide, mutilating a corpse, and arson of property other than a building.
It's also noteworthy
That's
that the vehicle apparently was the vehicle that was utilized in hiding of the severed leg after crashing through the gate at the pump house.
Robinson's family was in court, and the judge took their involvement in this case into consideration when denying the request.
It would be difficult, devastating, I would say, in order to have to be at 2 different trials. So severance of the charges in this case would serve to prolong the proceedings and would be contrary to the interests and rights of the victims.
Anderson's trial is scheduled to begin in December. He'll be back in court next month for a pre-trial.
Okay, channel. Is this chick here, like, is this the ideal phenotype for a sun man?
Nah.
Yeah, I'm Brita, but she got a little meat. Yeah, she got a little too much meat for me.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. I thought, like, for sure that you guys would like to meet.
Pause. Hold on. Let me correct that.
I do like the meat for sure, but
but she's a little beefy. She got to cut back on the beans.
It's not the ideal. Like, I'm not. Like, don't get me wrong. I'll take some dirt if it comes with some butt. Sure.
Her face is solid. Yeah.
Like
I still love my Brita.
And her hair, like, that's more what I'm asking. Like, her racial phenotype, is that like the ideal for the sun?
Definitely, yeah.
She has. I'm gonna put it like this. She checks most of the boxes for the average Sunman. She has lighter skin. She doesn't have that nigga hair, them nigga naps on her head. Latinas usually have like that body type. They're a little thicker. So it's like I mean, that's like damn near the main three things a son man want.
Yep.
Give him a big old booty, some light skin, some non-nigga hair.
I'm good to
Because
go.
like if she had skin like Taylor Swift, that would be like a negative at that point, right?
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't be a negative because
Not
it's
for
still
me.
light. Because it's still
Okay.
light.
I thought like her color, like just her color, that's like the ideal. Like a sun man doesn't want like a pasty white girl. He wants like a bit of tan.
No,
She
sun
got
men
fat
love white
ass. I don't
women.
want. Yeah, she got
No, we
fat ass.
love
I'm
white
women.
women.
Sun men aren't known for being particularly particular.
Picky.
Yeah, that's true.
But dark skin is at the bottom though. I will say that.
Yeah, we know that.
Oh, okay.
Right now, a
Yeah.
man's death is under investigation
But you Gladys are winning with that though.
in Vance County after being found with a. Right now, a man's death is under investigation in Vance County after being found with a rope around his neck near the base of a tree. The family of Javion McGee says the sheriff told them he took his own life. But as CBS 17's Mary Smith reports, the family believes it's a
Glider.
hate crime.
This is 21-year-old Javion McGee from Aurora, Illinois, just outside of Chicago. The Vance County Sheriff's Office identify him as the man found dead near the base of a tree in a seated position Wednesday morning in an area off Vanco Mill Road in Henderson. The sheriff's office says deputies observed a black male outside of a fenced area near the base of a tree in a seated position with a rope wrapped around his neck and the other end of the rope attached to a tree. A press release from a communications firm states his family has hired attorneys and says McGee has no history of mental illness. It says authorities told McGee's family he purchased rope from a nearby Walmart before taking his own life. It also says,
Wow, he's trying to get to the big leagues.
But here's the thing: they're still trying to blame this on white people. Because anytime a black dude is found with a noose, anything dealing with a noose, anyway.
But he's trying to get in the glider league, so like killing himself, or like, how's that their fault?
They're trying to do the same thing they do every time. I've done these cases throughout the years, man. Every single time a black person hangs themselves, they blame it on gliders because there's no like black person. If a black person isn't like readily available or isn't like obviously the suspect, they blame it on gliders. But then you throw a noose into the situation, yikes.
as his family was told they could not view his body. National religious and civil rights leader Bishop William Barber releasing a statement saying, quote, "We must have truth transparency in this matter. Hanging is not a form of death that can be easily dismissed, particularly here in the South, where it has been used as a weapon of terror against black families."
Like the first part of that
crazy.
Sentence, the first part is kind of with it. Like the first part of the paragraph, I could kind of understand what he said. You don't want to dismiss that type of death. So but the second part, come on, man. But I don't know. We just saw that Portland man just murk these Sun man. So who knows?
Yeah, but they got him on camera buying the rope at a.
Oh right, you're right. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah. Facts don't fucking matter, sons. Facts don't fucking matter.
By white
Yeah,
supremacy.
this guy talks about transparency. I mean, shit.
Yeah, you caught me on that one. Yeah,
It's
sons are
just
fucking
corruption.
retarded. Yeah.
Just greed.
Wait. Did he say
For
particularly here in the
generations.
South? We're talking about Aurora, Illinois. Last time I checked,
that's where he's from. He was
okay,
found
okay,
in North Carolina.
Is not a form of death that can be easily dismissed, particularly here in the South, where it has been used as a weapon of terror against black families for generations. CBS 17 is actively working to get more answers. We have reached out to Vance County Sheriff Brame for more information. We have also reached out to the state's medical examiner's office for a copy of its report once it's completed. The sheriff's office says this death investigation is ongoing.
So the whole nation, as a nation, we have to, make this like a priority out of all the crimes that are happening. We have to take this Sun man's death as a priority. We all gotta act like, this is, we need answers. Everybody who's, forensic teams, police, get to work because we need answers. We need to know that this wasn't or was a racial incident. And it's like those same people say that they're marginalized, they're oppressed, and some other group has privilege. And it's like, no, motherfucker, you got privilege. The son man was found a rope around his neck, and this is about to be the biggest story. This might affect the election.
Developing tonight, a search for answers after Javion McGee was found dead beneath a tree in Vance County Wednesday. That's north of Raleigh. A rope was around his neck. As Destiny Patterson reports, an investigation is now underway.
21-year-old Javion McGee stopped through Vance County as part of his job as a truck driver. It's a long way.
So he was just a trucker. He didn't even like have any ties there. He was just a trucker.
From where he lived in Illinois. Deputies found him dead Wednesday under a tree with a rope wrapped around his neck.
We have a lot of questions, not enough answers.
Candace Matthews identifies herself as a spokesperson for his family. She says law enforcement initially told them McGee died by suicide.
This young man has not had no indication of no type of suicidal ideation. He doesn't have a history of mental illness.
At no point in time that we have said this was a suicide.
Vance County Sheriff Curtis Brame says they're still investigating McGee's death. McGee's family does not believe he took his own life.
But how can we rule out a hate crime at this point?
Look at me and who I am.
But why did they think about it? Why couldn't it have been a black person who hung him? Why is the association that since he's been hung, it has to be a white person?
Because to do otherwise
never
would be
stoop
racist.
so low.
Like, she's not even considering, like, first of all, he's on camera in the Walmart buying the rope. But even if you want to overlook that like they are, let's just say your brain, your Negro brain just blocks that completely out. Hanging this is racist to think that if someone is hung, we won't automatically put it on white people. That's fucking racist.
Yeah, but they don't care about that. They don't give a shit about that at all.
Yeah, I know they don't give a shit. It's just,
they don't think they can be racist or prejudiced, right? Like, that's not a secret, right?
No, but it's like so blatant in a like.
Yeah.
Well, like, we're all complicit in this racist. Like the news stations, they're all like the civil rights leaders, the lawyers. Everyone's like, oh yeah, he was found hanging. Oh yeah, some white people did this. Think about if you got carjacked. Think about how every carjacker, except for that one white kid who tried to carjack that, is a black teen, right? Every single one of them. And you can't say, oh, somebody got carjacked. Oh, it was definitely a black kid.
Right.
That's the last.
And that would be way more likely, right? Versus a white person hanging this guy, right?
Yeah, a white person hanging a brother, man, in their truck stop.
Or for that matter,
McGee's
any
family
lynching at
does
all.
not believe
Exactly. After he just went to Walmart and bought some rope.
he took his.
So, like, think about it. How lucky you are as a white person. He riding around in your red pickup truck. Oh, we're gonna find somebody.
Son Word got his own rope, boys. Let's get to work.
Exactly.
Yeah, here. Yeah, well,
Exactly.
God,
Ain't our job's easy.
His own life.
But how can we rule out a hate crime at this point?
Look at me and who I am. If I thought that anyone, regardless of their race, was lynched in Vance County, I would have it all over national news. When we got there,
First he says, look at me and who I am.
We're looking.
He's doing that. Like, that's what's happening.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but that's still not enough. It's never enough.
Crime at this point.
look at me and who I am. If I thought that anyone, regardless of their race, was lynched in Vance County, I would have it all over national news. When we got there, he was sitting with his back up against the tree on the ground. It's something common we would say, and we would call a jail suicide or homicide, where a person does not have enough height to hang or dangle.
McGee's family says they were told surveillance footage showed McGee buying a rope from Walmart. The sheriff says they're still looking into that. He says the medical exam.
I know what happened. A white person coerced him. White person coerced him. Like, yo, hey, brother, I'm banned from this Walmart. Can I give you this $100 bill and you go in there and get me a rope and you can keep the change? Brother was like, oh shit, that sounds like a sweet deal. Sure, I'll go in there and get you the rope. And then when he came out, the white man kidnapped him, took him over there and killed him. That's probably what happened.
They couldn't even think something that clever up, Buck.
I mean, it's
Examiner's office will officially determine the cause of death.
Mom and stepdad and dad have not even seen his body yet.
Sheriff Brame says the family could not view the body in person due to distance.
We want to see everything. We want full transparency.
An autopsy is expected to take place soon. Count on WCNC Charlotte to bring you new details as this story
What's
continues.
the over-under on them protesting about this in the near future?
It seems
I don't think
pretty
it's likely.
Well, I guess maybe not, but I don't know. How much of a hold can you get on this, right? I mean, he fucking bought the rope. These are some real slick redneck white supremacist KKK dudes that did this. If like they saw the opportunity and took it.
Hey y'all, I would have never thought I had to make this kind of post on my TikTok, but my family desperately needs your help. This is my little cousin, Javion McGee. He's from Chicago, Illinois. He was 21 years old and would have been 22 in a few weeks. He was found hanging from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina yesterday. He drove trucks, so that was his reason for even being out there. The police officers are trying to say that he went to Walmart and purchased the rope and hung himself. We obviously don't believe that, and we are just asking for your help to push his story out there.
Well, do you believe that he bought the rope? Okay, you may not believe that he hung himself, but when you see the video of him going in the store and buying the rope, and you see the charge on his credit card, would you believe that he at least bought the rope? And I bet you couldn't get the video concede that.
Well, I feel like he knew what he was doing when he went out and did this suicide. And I hate to say that, but
knew what he was
doing.
doing.
Writing on the wall.
He's dead.
He knew what. Well, he knew what the after effects would be after he died.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe something in the sinister, but I don't know, man. I don't know. It's hard to kill yourself, like you said the other day, man. It's not easy.
This is gonna buzz up, man. This is gonna get a buzz.
This isn't covered on any local platforms. No news stations, radio.
Ma'am, that was determined to be alive.
You're right. It's not easy to hang yourself on a tree, which means he put a lot of thought into this. He probably thought after they find my body hanging from a tree, I wonder what they're going to think.
None of that. So we're trying to push it out there. We really need your help. The police officers in the coroner's office are giving us a hard time, not allowing his mom to.
The police officers in the coroner's office are the bad guys in this story. Sons are assholes, man. I mean, fucking assholes, yo.
Local platforms, no news stations, radio, none of that. So we're trying to push it out there. We really need your help. The police officers in the coroner's office are giving us a hard time, not allowing his mom to identify the body. At one point, they told her she can't identify the body due to COVID. And then the next day, today, they told her the father has to give her permission for that, which he said.
So son babble, basically.
The coroner's think about you're some coroner in some small little fucking southern town and shit, like a white town and shit. You just been, living your whole life. You've been a coroner for like 40 years and shit. And some man trucker passes through your town, kills himself, and now you're fucking gonna get fired and shit. Like you might as well be a racist.
All right, what about this lady? What's her phenotype saying? Is this an ideal or not so much?
Nah, I would bag. Listen, nigga, I knock down 100 of them, man. Niggas knock down 100 of these, man. If she could get it, yeah, definitely. Nigga marry her and all that shit. But it's just when we talking about preference, we talking about like if a son man like hit the lottery tomorrow, yeah, she probably not gonna be his. You know what I'm saying? She dropped down. But if a son man is regularly living his life, yeah, son man definitely, yeah, man. What's up, shawty? It was good. It's cracking.
Yeah, like I'm trying to put my brain into like a son man's mind, and I'm thinking when I see this chick, I'm hollering at her 100%.
Yeah,
to see if
definitely.
I can make it happen.
Yeah, without a doubt, no doubt.
Said that he would.
I feel
She
you,
asked if
Jimmy.
they could send her pictures at least. They told her yes, and then turned around and told her, "Oh, I don't think that you want to see your son like that." Come on, like this is just very devastating for my family, and we really need to push this story out there. So if y'all could please repost this video, keep saying his name, Javion McGee, hashtag justice for Javion, and we are gonna fight for him, and we are standing behind my cousin 100%, and they're not getting away with this. So please,
they not getting away with this.
Can we at least get a they? Like, who do you think it is, please?
Let's leave the comments, man. So that's her TikTok. Let's see. That's near Durham, a known sundown town.
Oh boy. Oh God.
The fact that they call Durham a sundown town is yo, you should be jailed for that. Like you should literally be dragged to the town square.
They're vermin, dude. They're parasites.
We're saying that Durham is a sundown town. Man.
They're like fucking rats, dude.
The sun goes down.
Dude.
It's so predictable too. Like it's the same song and dance every fucking time.
Yo, Durham, like you can't be serious, man. Like you literally like that. Listen, I'm serious. Like that's a floggable offense to say something like that about Durham.
People in Durham are coming together to remember young people lost to gun violence in the city, beginning with a moment of silence this morning and gathering this evening to call for an end to the violence. CBS 17's Galat Malamed is live in Durham with the message from local leaders on how to stop such a big problem. Galat.
Such a big problem.
They are really united on this message, city, county, and school district leaders. That message is that everybody in Durham has a role when it comes to stopping gun violence. A community plea to stop gun violence.
No more silence. No more gun violence.
Now remember, this is a sundown town.
Officials, faith leaders, and students are coming together to remember the young lives lost and call on everyone to take action.
We, the children, live in fear of our lives being taken at any moment.
At the day of
lunging.
Yeah, that was a tragic mulatto if I ever saw one.
reminder of gun violence.
Melungeon. Pure blood Melungeon.
As Durham continues to grapple with the problem of gun violence today, members of the community came together to hold a youth summit.
Yeah, the youth football organization Bull City Bulldogs.
Yo.
This is a sundown town.
Dogs held their annual Bull City Youth Summit today. Children in the organization heard testimonies from different members of the community, including former prisoners, ex-drug addicts, and former gang members. The city has already faced 2 deadly shootings this weekend, including a teen girl that some of the children here knew. Organizers say they want to steer the youth in the right direction.
It's just so easy to get caught up out here, man. It's just entirely too easy to get caught up, and they don't have a.
But it's a sundown. You got to be in the house before sundown. How are these blacks getting caught up? And you got to be in the house before sundown, man.
Yeah, Demarius.
Enough people sitting down telling them,
Former gang
"No,
member.
don't go that way. Go this way."
Some of these kids have gotten so desensitized to this stuff. It's like you're talking to them, and like I said, in their mind, it's a normal.
Desensitized to what? Being out after sundown?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Today's Durham Mayor Leonardo Williams gathered with others to discuss conflict resolution.
Look at how much they put into gun violence. Like, it's literally like these are dollars. Look, imagine a dollar amount.
We talked one-on-one with Mayor Williams as he shared suggestions on addressing the city's violence. It's been a violent couple of weeks in Durham. Just in May, 3 juveniles were shot in 2 separate drive-by shootings.
We need to make a very sizable investment into our youth in the city of Durham.
Durham Mayor Leonardo Williams is searching for solutions. Today, he attended the Stop the Youth Violence seminar at Durham Tech, where strategies for conflict resolution were addressed. Mayor Williams also shared his thoughts on what's happening with violence in the Bull City.
The issue is not overly complicated, but we do have to ensure that, as elected officials, we are held accountable to respond to what the residents are requesting. I cannot say that we're actually doing that.
Williams says residents in a survey have called for more police and public safety. He says he will continue to advocate to get the residents their desires. He's also reaching out to the private sector to provide more resources to address violence and calling for fathers to do more.
A father like myself needs to be a father.
Like, this is a fucking sundown town. And listen, man, they're doing everything they can to stop that. So you can't say that. So not only is it not a sundown town where black people have to be, in their houses after sundown, but on top of that, they're spending millions of dollars a year to make sure that the black people don't kill each other. And the niggas is online calling this a sundown town.
What can you even do about this?
I mean, it's just a sun town. Just get rid of the down part. It's just a sun town.
Yo, it's so, it's like if I'm a glider, man, like say I was a glider with a sun, like Melungeon, right? I had a little bit of sun DNA, but I passed as a full glider, right? I had a little bit of that sun DNA, man. I would be like, I would be done with you sons, man. I would be done with y'all, man. Salute to let's see this. It says there should be a video of him purchasing the rope if he allegedly did this. Yeah. It says to give you an idea of Henderson, it's basic. That little town from Jeepers Creepers. Hills has eyes. It's middle of nowhere, high crime rate, and there are the same number of gun shops that there are vape shops. This just annoyed my soul to the core, bro. Was only 21 years old, driving trucks, earning an honest dollar. R.I.P. Javon. Let's see. Is there a video of him in Walmart buying a rope? They have plenty of cameras. Should be easier to debunk that part. North Carolina is a big sundown town.
What?
Please be careful out there.
They lie, bro. They just fucking lie, man. It's like they lie like it's the truth.
North Carolina is one big sundown town. Wow.
The delusion is admirable in a way.
Like, have any of these dudes heard of like 1352? Like, come on, man.
It's powerful, if anything else.
That's the sun's superpower. The delusion. That's y'all's superpower.
They better come up with the video of him at Walmart buying the rope, then. Looks and sounds like a straight up dude. Says, oh my God, I drive trucks and I'll be going that way. Did he know he went to a sundown place when he went there? One of the people from the warehouse told me to hurry up and leave the area. I thought she was being racist to me, but I guess she was trying to help me.
She didn't tell her she'd be racist for not saying anything.
Oh shit. Says they not gonna wake this up. They not gonna wake this up because it's election time, and they not making Kamala address this because then she'd have to address why Asians got a bill and lynching is not illegal yet. So it's a conspiracy, man. The Democrats don't want a racial story to be the biggest thing in the news.
It's a strange story, though, I'll admit.
Yeah, that's a precedent, man, because, it makes me so angry there's no national attention for a tragedy like this. We went from Sonya Massey to Tariq Hill to, we've had a bunch of son stories that were in the fucking news. Can somebody else get a
America may be developing lactose intolerance.
Yeah, there's something to that.
He was a black man in the sun downtown. Please retweet and share this young king's story. I'm willing to bet the sheriff department is to kin to whomever done this, even though the sheriff was a black guy. We need the camera footage. It is cameras in every store. Stoplight, etc. The sheriff's literally a black dude that was like, look at me. If I thought somebody got lynched, that would be... It's beyond exhausting. Like, to say it's exhausting doesn't quite get it. I'm trying to think of a word to describe this, man.
Entropic.
Entropic. Entropic. Yeah, it's tropic, all right. But entropic, I don't know what that means.
Lacking order or generally losing order.
Oh, okay, yeah. Something like that, man.
Perpetually feeding off of us.
That's parasitic. That's the word. And they'll never stop this. Like, this is just how they are. It will always be like this.
All right, so they're saying South Carolina is one big. I mean, North Carolina is one big sundown there. What's his name? McGee. What was his name?
Javion
McGee.
I think so.
Let's see, man. We gotta find out. We gotta hit the bottom of this, man. Everybody hit the like button, man. Support the channel on this Good Friday, man. Take the $5 challenge, man. Support the channel, man. Let's see, Javion McGee, man. Seriously, RIP to Javion McGee. It pains me to genuinely see this shit happening still in 2024 and not slowing down. We call each other racist so much, we forgot the true definition of racism. Here you go, folks. And these are normal black people. These aren't like outliers. These are not like black people in straight jackets and padded rooms. These are the black people you see every day when you're out in the world. These are 1,000% normal, everyday run-of-the-mill black people. Javion McGee was lynched. Wow.
Like with the Angel Reese comments, like there's just so many stupid people.
Flies retweeted it.
Comments.
You know he did. Okay, it's spelled with an I. Okay, it's Javion. Baby pictures. Justice for Javion McGee. What a disgusting response from Vance police. He was strung to a tree with no history of mental illness. The family is mortified. They're heartbroken. This doesn't pass the smell test. This is suspicious and vile. So, okay, at least they know that the police chief is a black guy. Because I mean, but some of them will still just say that it nothing matters. You know what I'm saying? No, facts don't matter.
Plenty of people were making it out like the sheriff was in on it, right? So it's just very confusing.
So they're posting snippets of Martin Luther King for Javion.
All we say to America is be true to what you said on paper. If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly.
Oh, he just said the quiet part out loud. So we don't expect this from other people, from the China man and the goddamn
very true.
Eastern non-Anglo-Saxon European. You Anglo-Saxons have y'all different. Y'all say y'all good, man. So we gonna hold y'all to. Oh, okay. Starting to make a little sense now, huh?
If I lived in China or even Russia or any totalitarian country, maybe I could understand some of these illegal injunctions. Maybe I could understand the denial of certain basic First Amendment privileges because they haven't committed themselves to that over there. But somewhere I read of the freedom of assembly. Somewhere I read of the freedom of speech. Somewhere I read of the freedom of press. Somewhere I read that the greatness of America is the right to protest far right. And so just as I say we aren't going to let any dogs or water hoses turn us around, we aren't going to let any injunction turn us around.
Sons have lost their minds, man. Justice for Javion McGee. The mayor released a statement. Some man walked into a Walmart and bought some rope and killed himself, and the mayor's releasing a statement. And that man's in trouble too, man. That man better be careful. Blue hair liberals.
Henderson, North Carolina is trying to cover up a lynching. And I'm pretty sure the news outlets in this country are just like, yeah, okay. Because Javion McGee, 21 years old,
God.
Dave entered the chat. This thing about to go crazy. Why don't they just release the footage of him? Like, why? Because it won't matter. It won't matter. It's just like Sonya Massey when the video came out, her throwing the pot, it didn't matter. When George Floyd came out, the body can't get, it didn't matter. Yeah, when Rashad Brooks came out of him beating the cops up and shooting them with the taser, didn't matter.
Henderson, North Carolina is trying to cover up a lynching. And I'm pretty sure the news outlets in this country are just like, yeah, okay. Because Javion McGee, 21 years old, truck driver from Chicago, Illinois, entered Henderson, North Carolina 2 days ago, September 11th, to make a delivery, and within hours was found hanging from a tree behind a gas station. And the police in Henderson, North Carolina are trying to convince the family and anybody who's paying attention that Javion walked into a Walmart, bought the rope himself and did it to himself. And the only thing crazier than that fucking story is the fact that it's been 2 days and no news outlets are covering this. I Googled his
ma'am, everyone's covered it. Like, I mean, she must be talking about like CNN or MSNBC.
Joy Reid.
Yeah. Joy, she'll get the hold of
his name, and it's just all social media. TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, no news. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days.
It's been 2 days, 2 whole days since in a city, a county where they literally have to have like meetings every day to try to control son violence. It's been 2 days since some son was found hanging, walked into a Walmart and bought some rope and was found hanging from a tree. It's been 2 days since the national media has picked up that story from this violent son community. Liberals are like the fact that these people have the power is a failure on our part, man. We can't let these people like run this shit. They're children. This woman's a child. She has the mind of a child.
Yeah.
Instagram.
The right to hold us in contempt.
No news. It's been 2 days. It's been 2 days. What the fuck are y'all doing? Henderson, North Carolina is trying to cover up a
you need to
lynching.
make more TikTok
And I'm pretty
videos.
sure the news outlets in this country are just like, yeah, okay. Because Javion McGee, 21 years old, truck driver from Chicago, Illinois, entered Henderson, North Carolina 2 days ago, September 11th, to make a delivery, and within hours was found hanging from a tree behind a gas station. And the police in Henderson, North Carolina are trying to convince the family and anybody who's paying attention that Javion walked into a Walmart, bought the rope himself, and did it to himself. And the only thing crazier than that fucking story is the fact that it's been 2 days and no news outlets are covering this. I Googled his name.
What if the gliders made him buy the rope? That was part of their crime.
Yeah, man. It's all an elaborate plan, man.
I'm a little surprised that like Rashad Rich hears somebody's not covering this.
Well, they might. Let me look on YouTube, man.
Maybe they're not that dumb.
Salute to Open Gate, man. Open Gate in the building. He said, "Dang, gliders on a crusade in Milwaukee. Gliders on a crusade in North Carolina."
Great crusade.
Yeah, man. Javion, man. McGee, man. Javion McGee. Let's see who's covering this, man.
I mean, I wonder if he bought anything else with the rope.
Probably, yeah. That's man. Listen, everything he bought is gonna be on that credit card, and it's gonna be on that tape, man. And the police really need to get that out, man, before this thing get legs, man. For this thing, you know what I'm saying? You gotta nip this type of shit in the bud, man.
Influence the election.
Right. You gotta nip this in the bud. Because they're gonna blame this on Trump too. Even though the Democrats are in office, they're gonna blame this on Trump. You gotta nip this shit in the bud. Okay, here we go. Let's see this. This is Sunday.
Media, I think it's something that everybody should be extremely concerned about, because the family of a young man has made an appeal to the public to be made aware of something that they're going through. And we're going to talk about that in a moment. But before I talk about specifically the young man, Javion McGee, because that's what we're going to talk about, that's his name. Before I talk about Javion McGee and what's going on, I of course want to go over a few other things that we're dealing with, and then we're going to specifically talk about that case in just a moment. I want to give a shout out to those in the background who are handling our production. And as I said before, there's a new producer for this show, and you'll be meeting that individual in the coming days. So we're excited about that. But I want to give a shout out to those who are working as associate producers in the INA family. But one of the things that I want to talk about before I deal with those issues is that I need some information from the people of the village of Dalton, Illinois. And as you all know, that I've been in Dalton, Illinois, focusing primarily.
Boy, that's a 40-minute video.
You want to know what I generally find mind-blowing is how white people can generally do whatever they want to black people and nothing ever is done. Black people legit yell, scream, cry, and y'all protest. Y'all might break your own people's property, but you never do nothing to the people that's actually causing us harm. It is generally, mind-blowing. And then black people love to sit here and complain about what they do.
Now, this video won't get a strike. This is not hate speech. She's not threatening. She's not inciting violence. Nothing.
Nope.
To us, but y'all allow them to do it freely. Y'all don't require nothing of them.
Won't call this misinformation. Nothing.
Y'all say, oh, well, they gave us the Civil Rights Act whenever I bring up Kamala Harris and whatever else. Baby, what is the Civil Rights Act doing for us? It has no benefit. None. It's just genuinely mind-blowing how I have to sit here and watch my people get hung. My people are still getting treated as if they're animals, and y'all keep engaging with this system. Y'all keep saying, oh, well, we got to make them like us. We got to make them listen to us. Y'all are never going to be.
When have Trump ever said that?
It's just funny that the
baby's making noise. That fucking baby in the back, bro.
Yeah, sister, go come get your kids. If you do any reading about the whole Civil Rights Act passage and the era and all the legislation and blood, sweat, tears, and toil that went into that, and the amount of political manhandling and shit that had to take place for that to actually happen, it's just astounding. Though not really, to see how cavalierly blacks treat it at this point. Yeah, that was kind of a big deal. Again, as Martin Luther King observed, ain't nobody else fucking doing that for y'all. So,
including African countries. Wow.
Javion McGee, a 21-year-old black man, was in the early stages of his career.
Somebody typing, you gotta mute yourself.
Oh, my bad.
Hey, we need everybody to share this post. This is my little cousin, Javion McGee. He was 21 and was found hung from a tree in Henderson, North Carolina. Now, the police is trying to rule his death as
It rhymes.
suicide. They say he went into Walmart and bought a rope and did this to himself. But we don't believe that. We don't believe.
See, they don't believe that. They can't even give you that. You got to prove that to them that he went in there and bought a rope.
That whatsoever. So if that's what y'all gonna say, y'all need to show us proof. Get the video from Walmart and show us that he came in there and bought a rope, because we don't believe that whatsoever. So we need everybody to repost this, share this, tag somebody who can help the family to get the answers that we need, because this is not adding up. And was told that it was a video, it was a camera where his body was found, but it was a truck blocking the view. That's crazy. I mean, all of this is just a coincidence. I don't know, but it don't add up, and it's not making sense.
well, the implication is that it's not, I guess. But yeah,
This is
there was
funny.
a truck blocking it.
It's funny how they can just cancel out anything. Okay, well, we don't believe that. We don't believe that. But we know for a fact that the white people did. It's like you don't believe nothing, but something that there's no evidence of at all. Y'all, they're like out here running with that narrative as if it's law.
Yeah, they're bad people. That's the short way to put it.
Yeah, it's really hard to imagine that these people like have so much power in this country, man. A lot of power in this country, man.
I don't think it's going to grow legs, though. I don't think it's going to really make an impact.
A lot of people talking about
Super Bowl. Everybody taking off. I'm like, it seemed like he was from the west suburban part of Illinois. It's not a bad part of Illinois. So.
Good morning. Talking Shop After Dark. I have not been asleep. I'm still up, looking, searching, and trying to see what I find out. And I got some people out there doing a little legwork for me because we want to make sure that around here in Henderson, North Carolina, that things are going fairly and correctly.
My God.
They've walked over maybe 1,000 dead black bodies just this month alone.
She has 12 people that have been murdered personally.
Oh, 12. Her? She's like 58 or some shit like that. She knows like way more than 58. I mean, they know 12 people have been murdered.
Right. Especially for our people. Young black man, 21 years old, from Chicago. I think. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. His name is Javion McGee, 21 years old, truck driver. Apparently, he is no longer here with us. And cops don't really have much answers just yet on what happened. But yeah. Good morning. Talking Shop After Dark. I have not been asleep.
Oh, heck no.
From a tree. Now, you know how I am when it comes to stuff like this. We won't answer. According to the family, Javion was there for work as a truck driver. Then all of a sudden, something happened, and he's found hung from a tree. We don't play that, and we want answers from everybody there, especially the sheriff's department there, because they're trying to give the family a runaround. Now, according to the family, his mom has been trying to get down there so she can see her son. The sheriff's department will not let her see him, talking about, oh, due to COVID, we can't let you in. We know that's a bunch of, I ain't gonna say the word. Also, according to the family, the sheriff's department down there, that's the chief. The sheriff's department down there is saying that he went to Walmart, purchased a rope, and he did it to himself. No, we're not playing that. No, we are not. He was found less than a mile from his truck. How did he get in a tree? We're not playing that game. And since you are saying
okay, so that was the black guy was the county. He's the sheriff of the county. This is the police chief of the city.
Yeah, this goes all the way to the top.
They found a white man though. He
went to Walmart, purchased the rope, and did it to himself. Show us proof. Show us video proof. Make us be quiet. Show us proof that he did this. And why won't you allow the family to come see their son?
Make us be
Are you going to try to
quiet.
cremate him? Are you going to try to get rid of evidence? So we calling on the police chief, Marcus Barrow. Now, the only Walmart that I saw in that area in Henderson, North Carolina, is this Walmart right here. It's on North Cooper Road. Then I started researching to see what truck stops are there where truckers can go and relax. Check's Truck World is there. We need video footage. And these places right here, 85 Truck Plaza, Raleigh Road Enterprise, and like I said, Check's Truck Stop. These three right here are where I would start. I did look around their buildings on the satellite. All of them have cameras. So somebody knows something. Henderson Police Department in North Carolina, what are you trying to hide? Who are you trying to cover up for? Because we're not falling for the
Imagine
open.
if black people like invested this amount of effort into finding and exposing, like all the child killers in their community and shit.
If a black person had killed him, the police would be begging them to come forward, and no one would come forward. That's the craziest part about this. It would be completely reversed. It would be the opposite of this.
Right.
It would be the exact opposite.
A perplexing problem.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. Sons are like that, like the evil versus the good, like the yin and yang. Like they need to have gliders to get out of bed in the morning, just to not like them.
Marcus Barrow, we need answers. We need them fast. We need them quick. We don't need no cover up. We sit up here trying to hide from the mother. Are you trying to hide information and evidence from the mother, from the family? You telling the ME not to answer any questions? I need everybody to share this. We need news stations. We need public eye on this. I did see where the family is trying to get a hold of Ben Crump in order to try to get some type of information, try to get something stopped. I personally don't believe that he's going to take this case because it doesn't fit his criteria. But if you know of an attorney, private investigators, all this stuff in that area,
Hold on,
let
wait a
us know. We're going to
second.
reach out to
Did
the
they
family. We
just
need to get
say
answers and
like
get them.
Ben Trump has he has morals?
Criteria.
Yeah, like these people are yeah, they gaslight the hell out of you. Black people will gaslight you, Jack. Whew.
My question is,
Well,
why
he's
make it
right.
that much harder on the family?
Carson needs a white person involved. There's no white person directly
Well,
involved.
there is the white person involved. Nobody. As long as there's no suspect, it's a white person.
Good point.
It's the ghost.
My question is, why make it that much harder on the family? Being evasive, making it difficult to view the body, making it difficult to identify the body, making it difficult for the family to get answers in the first place. Why make it an uphill battle? See, now what you're gonna get is backlash. Now you're gonna get outrage, and now we're gonna blow this story up to where it's national media attention because y'all won't do right. Y'all are making shit 10 times harder than it needs to be. This is already a tragic situation. We need answers, point blank, period. Answers should come in the form of the security footage from the Walmart, showing him walking into the store, purchasing the rope, going to the checkout, walking out of the checkout with that rope that you guys said he bought to allegedly end his life with. We need that receipt showing that he had purchased that item. We need footage of him walking out of the store with that item. We need footage from the truck stop showing him headed into the wood line behind the truck stop. We need these things. In 2024, you should be able to provide these things. If it happened the way you guys said it happened and there is no foul play involved and this is a tragic case of a young man taking his life, then show us the evidence behind that. If you don't want uproar, if you don't want terror, if you don't want people coming to you guys and flooding you all with all this stuff, do right by the families of the ones lost. Period. Whether this
threats, they making veiled threats now, man.
Yeah, damn. Terror.
Yeah. Wow. Unfucking believable, man.
The family of 19-year-old Jaden Anderson sat in court today as their son's killer was sentenced to prison, and now they want their family's loss to hopefully lead to good, saving other young people from going behind bars. NBC5's Vince Sims has their story.
Cameras weren't allowed inside the Denton County Courthouse for the victim impact statements of a family whose 19-year-old son was killed. But that family did share with me the emotional words they left for the murderer.
As parents, we mourn not only the life of our son, but the dreams and the milestones that are now lost forever.
These are words a parent never expects to have to share in a courtroom. But Jason and Delina Anderson wanted their son's murderer to hear this.
How could a young person choose violence over dialogue? Extinguishing a beautiful life for no reason at all.
And feel the impact of their loss.
And I could tell it resonated. He was very fidgety. He just, couldn't, find complacency. He was, kind of head down and, fighting emotions. And so I'm sure it had a great impact on him.
The murderer, who was only 16 at the time, was sentenced to 40 years for killing their son, Jaden Anderson. It happened in March outside a Louisville hookah lounge where the aspiring artist was scheduled to perform. Nearly 6 months later, the Andersons haven't yet reached a point of forgiveness.
And yes, we are praying that God gives us a forgiving heart. Today, I don't have a heart of forgiveness.
They do have a giving heart. They're working on a nonprofit in Jaden's honor.
Oh, wow, he was a rapper. So that explains it all. Whew. Wow. He was a fucking rapper. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Let's see. What else do we got?
Now at 11, a surprise plea in the vicious attacks of two women along the Venice canals. Good evening, I'm Micah Ullman.
And I'm Cher Calvin. The man who savagely beat and raped two women, murdering one in a night of violence, will spend the rest of his life in prison.
The level of brutality and randomness of the attacks left the community badly shaken. KTLA's Mary Beth McDade is live in Venice with more on what happened in court today and reaction to the sentence tonight. MB.
Yes, and Mike and Cher, the killer's mother was in court today, and she's apparently the one that convinced her son to plead no contest. 30-year-old Anthony Jones was responsible for raping and brutally beating 54-year-old Mary Klein and rape.
Holy shit, dude. Holy shit. We need that Portland man to get on this ASAP. That's fucking nuts, dude.
She's the one who survived, though. The other one wasn't so lucky.
Oh, dude, look at that shit. She looks like a monster almost. Like that beating just completely disfigured her. Jesus Christ, this poor lady.
He did this twice in one night to two random women.
Yeah, like we
30-year-old
need to
Anthony
fear
Jones
these sons.
was
Like they
responsible
should
for
be
raping
feared,
and
man.
brutally.
If you have a glider, really a glider anything, but most importantly a glider daughter or a tiger daughter, like you can't have them around son men in any way, shape, or form. Like they have a target on their back.
Yeah, you can't let them be woke either, because regardless of how you raise them, once they get out into the world, man, you can't really stop them, man. Sons, every commercial, some son with some white woman in a fucking commercial. It's
Brainwashing.
Yeah.
Beating 54-year-old Mary Klein and raping and killing 53-year-old Sarah Alden in the Venice canals last April will spend the rest of his life behind bars.
To me, there's no question that someone like that belongs in jail for life.
Jones, who attacked the women on April 6th, about an hour apart, was arrested a few days later in San Diego, thanks to LAPD investigators and to the community who provided security videos. Authorities say the videos showed Jones' whereabouts on that night and the heinous crimes that he committed.
Her whole body was like this. Look at that shit.
She looks like a prop from like a horror movie. Like this is awful, man. And there's no glider. There's not a single glider protesting about if this should be a hate crime or not. Like it's unbelievable, man. We're cooked.
Could you imagine if this was a black woman and it was a white guy who did this to her?
That would be a Kamala presidency, 100%.
Yeah, she wins. She definitely wins if that happens.
That he committed.
Happy that someone who gave up his humanity when he decides to attack random people viciously and rape people and kill the other person. He gave up his his ability to be part of society.
Her teeth are gone. Like she's out here looking like fucking.
She looks a lot better.
His ability
she recovered
to be part of society.
Klein somehow managed to survive the horrific attack, but Jones' other victim, Sarah Alden, who had recently moved to Venice from Massachusetts, wasn't so lucky.
This guy would have been swinging from a tree.
Oh yeah.
100 years ago.
Wait, you mean hung or like swinging like an ape? I can't tell what you mean.
No.
Like, what do you? I honestly don't know what you mean.
Both. But he would have been. Yeah, he would have been like our friend in North Carolina, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the good old days.
Yeah, this is. I mean, this all-American white girl, this elderly white woman, in one night. Like, goddamn, son, man, you could have spaced it out a little bit.
Managed to survive the horrific attack, but Jones' other victim, Sarah Alden, who had recently moved to Venice from Massachusetts, wasn't so lucky.
Was justice done for Sarah today?
Yes, I think so, because the most important thing is he's not in the streets to hurt somebody else.
Cynthia King feels Jones robbed Alden's
Or
son.
what about the most important thing is that he's being punished for his crime? Why they always miss the mark, man? These liberals, man. The most important thing
They
is
don't even know what it remotely looks like.
Justice done for Sarah today?
Yes, I think so, because the most important thing is he's not in the streets to hurt somebody else.
Cynthia King feels Jones robbed Alden's sons, 19 to 23, and her of years of happiness with Alden.
It was our dream for a decade to be here together in Southern California and grow old together and have adventures.
Jones pled no contest to numerous charges.
Well, I mean, technically she had an adventure, but just wasn't a storybook adventure, man.
Including murder, forcible rape and sodomy, and torture. Jones was sentenced to life without the possibility.
They tortured them.
Like just nonchalantly walking down the street, just, you know, not a thought on his son, no remorse in his fucking gorilla brain, like, you know, just chilling, just being a
This
dude.
It's probably between them. Like
Possibility of parole, and because
after the
This is
first
fucking intermission, dude. Just walking with like swinging a fucking bottle in his hand, just gingerly walking down the street. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Jeez, man.
Like if I saw him, I ain't even gonna lie, I would think that he would be the person that would do something like that.
Yeah, I agree. They're fucking sneaky, man. They're really fucking sneaky. It's like brain of a 4-year-old, no remorse, high testosterone, long arms, sneaky as fuck. It's just like this deadly combination, dude. We just don't know what to do with it.
Deadly combination traits.
Like we're just not prepared, man. We're cooked.
Yeah, man.
Like imagine if they tried to arrest this guy, if they caught him during the intermission and some shit happened and he got shot. Like just imagine like the protesting and the bullshit that would come out. And then like would the fact that he like knocked this lady's teeth out even change that? I'm not even sure if it would, to be honest.
Of course it wouldn't.
Bro, I'm telling you, there's going to be a Kamala presidency too, so just get ready. Like, there's going to be some bullshit. I'm telling you.
Jones was sentenced to life without the possibility of parole, and because he admitted to special allegations of kidnapping the victims and killing Alden while committing the rape, he was also sentenced with an additional 107 years and an additional 8 years.
This is a case that we wanted to make sure that
Nick Tow's back.
Accused, Mr. Jones, will never again be able to harm another woman or anyone else.
Salute the
and Gascon said,
salute to just some dude, man. He says, did you hear about the U.S. soldiers from Utah sentenced to death for an attempted coup in the Congo? Ain't no big time news talking on that. What?
What?
Yeah, that's a new one.
Yeah, that's
like
pretty.
a
That's
sick
pretty cool.
story.
U.S. soldiers sentenced for an attempted coup?
Are they sons?
Were they
Like
like-
U.S. son soldiers?
Were they like lower ranking or were they like some general? It'd be crazy if it was like a couple sergeants trying to take over the Congo.
I don't know if I believe this.
I don't think the Army does that. It's usually like
Yeah,
the CIA.
that sounds pretty wild.
This happened in May. This is something that happened in May. You're talking about something that happened in May. It looks. I don't know if the validity of this, but it happened in May.
Congo.
I'm trying to make sure I don't show nothing. It says American mercenaries who were at the center of an attempted coup in the Democratic Republic of the Congo.
Yeah, I mean, there's mercenaries all over that continent. American mercenaries, European mercenaries.
Yeah,
That shit is the wild, wild west, bro. There's no order over there. It's coups happening all the time.
Yeah, they gonna blame it on white people and shit. White people gotta take the blame for everything, man.
No stability in any of those African, those sub countries.
Yeah, the subs are a different breed.
Yes. If you're talking about the subs, then it's like what you can't really. When you talking about coups and like warlord shit and just all types of outlandish shit, you kind of have to. They're like their own category.
Well, it's like the legacy. Like that's the sub legacy for like thousands of years, right? Like that's just what it is.
Yeah, it's like to me it shouldn't even be newsworthy at this point. It's just what it is.
We got a couple of incidents right here.
This next story is about some persistent problems for people living in an Oakland apartment complex. The folks that live at the Aura Apartments by Lake Merritt say someone who doesn't live there is consistently breaking in, using their lounge, and screaming at residents, often angry or intoxicated or both. They tell Kara St. Cyr that police need to do a lot more.
Big mistake. Big mistake. Big mistake. Never put your hands on a Sunman like that.
I don't think he realizes when you touch a Sunman, they believe in their mind that gives them license to like completely like
kill you,
annihilate you.
Yeah, it's like they
That's
feel
Mortal
like
Kombat.
they feel like they can like stop your shit into oblivion because you touched them. You had the audacity to
touch the Sun
physically,
King.
yeah.
And they'll like bait you too. Like they'll push up on you and like bait you to just like gently push your hand. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like,
please,
get the
Mr.
fuck-
Sunman, could you please get off of me? Nah,
Yeah,
now
just
you're
back
getting like
up.
your teeth knocked out.
Yep. And they feel completely justified.
Yeah, 100%. No, they feel like they're the victim.
Yeah, right. That's the better way to say it. Yep.
Yeah, this is when I heard when this story started, man. Like the language that they started the story with, I was kind of thinking, man, it could have been an own breeder. It could have been a transient of any race. But listen to the way they started out. It's not very sunny the way it starts out.
This next story is about some persistent problems for people living in an Oakland apartment complex. The folks that live at the Aura Apartments by Lake Merritt say someone who doesn't live there is consistently breaking in, using their lounge, and screaming at residents, often angry.
Okay, man, by that time you can do
Yeah, consistently is a key. That's the word, the buzzword, consistently.
Yeah, like they come break in, you call the police, you call the apartment manager, and you would think a normal person would have reason to think like, all right, that's it, he's done, he's gone, he's been.
It's never done.
He's been escorted out by police.
It's never done with a sub. Never done with a sub, bro.
Or intoxicated or both. They tell Kara St. Cyr that police need to do a lot more.
Cell phone video shows the moment Aura apartment staff tried to remove this man from the complex in January. They say he doesn't live here, but somehow always finds his way back inside.
He would lay here on the couch. He would just have a drink, get intoxicated. Start knocking things over.
Pavel does live here, and he says the intruder who residents
Oh
have
my
come.
god. No. No.
You gotta move. You gotta move.
This nigga. This nigga just chilling on you.
He's a big dude too.
Yeah.
And these apartments are like 2,000, probably 3,000 a pop.
This looks like some shit.
For 1 bedroom.
Yeah,
sometimes for a studio.
Plus a son in your living room.
Yeah. This is the common area. This right here where he sits at. They had this in my old apartment where I lived in DC.
Yeah.
It's a common area. They have like a weight room. They have all this stuff. These are called amenities. And
that's right.
So these are common areas, but you still need a key fob to get in the building, and you have to be a resident to partake of these, or you have to be with a resident. So it's like, he's all the way in the wrong.
Just, start knocking things over.
Pavel does live here, and he says the intruder who residents have come to know as Ace regularly breaks in. Pavel says he's here specifically for the lounge area, where he heats up food, uses the TV, and sometimes screams slurs at residents.
Clearly he was on something, extra besides alcohol, I'm guessing. And it was just a very unnerving experience.
They say he gets in the building in a few different ways. First, he'll loiter across the street like he's doing in this clip, and he'll walk in behind the last person who entered. He tells people he forgot his key, or sometimes he uses violence. Micah Popovich says he's had to physically defend himself before.
He came walking out of the building and walked right up to the neighbor and just punched him in the face, like about knocked him out.
Now think about this. There will black people, if a sun man in this town hangs himself, right? Black people will call this a sundown town.
And like nothing happened to him. Right? We're not talking about that. But you would think that someone would have mentioned that by now.
Yeah, nothing's happened to him. It's not said, but it's implied. Yeah, you would think. I would like them to explicitly say he's been doing this consistently. And there have been zero consequences.
And the other neighbor was up here. I'm not a very big guy. And I saw him kind of come for me, and I grabbed a bar stool and just swung it at him. And the bar stools play that as much as I do, so it really didn't do all that much.
The intrusions happen randomly, but apartment staff and residents say he's been doing this for over a year, with the visits really ramping up after a violent outburst in January.
He's been doing this for a year.
It's Oakland, right?
Terrorist.
Yep, Oakland.
Yo, if he does that for a year, I'll tell the leasing office, listen, I'm getting 2 or 3 free months because I can't take this shit.
Yeah, no, you have a lawsuit, man. This is
Micah and Pavel say police haven't been much help.
Like, OPD responded 5 hours after the first altercation in January. After 5 hours, somebody showed up and utter kind of.
And if the police came there and they held him down and he suffocated and had a heart attack while they were holding him down, restraining him, all you motherfuckers will flip the switch and start protesting against the police.
That's fucking facts.
He got these Bay Area gliders.
Instances when I see him.
They would all flip on the police. All of them.
OPD would show up between, at the earliest, maybe like 30 minutes last time.
Pavel says the intruder does the same thing at several other businesses and complexes on the same block. Pavel says the complex has done more for safety than the police.
What's not working? Like, what is something falling through the cracks? Is it the DA? Is it OPD?
We reached out to the apartment complex and learned that staff installed a panic button in the lobby. The doors lock faster after people walk in, and there's even security patrol. The property supervisor says if that doesn't work, they'll file a restraining order.
These kind of things like really add up to your anxiety.
Oh my gosh.
Police say they pulled a teen off a train, robbed him. This all happening on Monday.
News 12's Brittany Cadet joins us now from Pelham Parkway Station where it happened. And Brittany, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Christy Saida, police say it was just a frightening attack. Now, we're told that the three men literally pulled off this 14-year-old boy off of the train onto the platform and then snatched the chain off of his neck and then ran away. Now, that happened on Monday in the middle of the evening rush. Now, it's also important to note that this is the second 14-year-old this week to have their chain snatched here in the Bronx. Just yesterday, I was in Bedford Park telling you to watch out for this man that you see right now. He's accused of stealing a girl's chain and phone at gunpoint as she headed to school on Wednesday. And now these are the men police say you need to look out for in this subway station case. And time and again, Bronx parents tell us their big concern is safety outside of the classroom, as well as kids, how the kids travel to and from school. Now, these two robberies validate their concerns. Bronxites this morning on their morning commute tell me that they don't feel safe.
That doesn't surprise me. Here, people are sick, did bad thing all the time. I'm not surprised, but here, this way area, I kept every morning. I'm scared.
And here's a closer look at those three men. If you do recognize them or know their whereabouts, the police are asking that you give them a call at the Crime Stoppers hotline at 1-800-577-TIPS. That's the latest here from Pelham Parkway. I'm Brittany Cadet, Christy Saida, back to you.
Damn.
Yo, this nigga got grown ass men stealing chains from 14-year-old girls. Bro,
head held high too.
Like this shit, bro. This is like what we have in the population of sons. Like that's what I'm saying. How do you fix this, man?
Yeah, this is the baseline.
It's just too many of these niggas.
Yeah,
it's all over.
Yeah.
He grown as hell, stealing chains from little girls and shit. Then he could go back to his hood, like everything all cool.
Yeah, and he can get arrested and he'll get out the next day or the same day.
That's why I'm like, how can you fix this? How do you see this shit happen every day and have optimism for like a brighter future?
Nah, like basically we're cooked. So the gliders and the tigers, like they just run. Basically, it's a big country. That's like the one silver lining here. You just gotta kind of like run away from it, basically.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. That you can. I can't say you can get away from it because it's like as long as there's sons and they could advocate for shit like affordable housing and all that shit.
Yeah, that fuck shit. Yeah, you're right.
As long as they can pull bullshit like that off, they can figure out a way to wiggle in there. Or if a son gets some money, you know, you want to live in a safe neighborhood. So
yeah, the Sun Man loves to like nest, like they're nesters. They like to nest in the community and just, you know, chill out and then bring some homies, some bitches, fucking kill each other, you know, shoot each other, do drugs, get high, and then, you know, then you got to abandon ship and then start a new community.
Yep. It's I don't know how much longer you guys can run, man. What's the plan?
One thing has happened recently since the affordable housing shit in the suburbs is that sons have moved out there and gliders are moving back to the cities.
Yeah, that's the new thing. Like the gliders are coming back and they're pricing these sons out, and now the sons are here. This is happening in Philly. They're like, oh man, you know, they just coming here, driving all the property taxes up and all that, and they don't want to invest in the community. They just want to kick all the black people out. Like I hear that shit over here.
They don't want to invest in the community. What the fuck does that mean, man?
You may as well just throw your money into a black hole because it's the same difference.
They don't want to buy the drugs from the drug dealer?
They don't want to give us free shit.
Yes, yeah, they don't want to be a part of the community. They just want to like kick all the people that were here out.
Yeah, that's how they think though. So like it just kind of like we look past each other. We just can't communicate effectively with each other. So that's what it is.
Because sons don't really have like a real goal with any of this shit. Like they say these vague ass phrases, and then as a son person, I'm supposed to just nod my head like, yeah, man, this shit crazy, dog.
Like what do they say when you're like, nah, this is DNA? Like what do people say to you?
I mean, when I say it, because the sons I know, like the sons I'm closest to, they look at me a certain way. So they like, maybe they don't completely reject it. But most of the time, if it's not someone I'm really close to like that, and I say some DNA shit, they just say, nah, it can't be that.
Yeah, sons don't believe in the DNA part. They think that like it's racism or it's cultural factors, it's nurtures, things like that, fatherless homes and shit like that. We don't subscribe to the DNA as excuse.
Unless you
that last night.
Yeah, unless you're talking about like athleticism and
BBC and all that shit.
Yeah, I was just about to say BBC. Sunman, there's no way you can't tell Sunman BBC ain't real. And then they'll turn around and say genetics isn't a thing.
We're all the same, bro.
Yeah, we're all the same, but BBC.
Like the same brain. Same brain is what a sun thinks. But basically everything that shines positively on the sun is genetics. And everything that shines negatively on them is fucking white supremacy.
Yeah.
That's why they say shit like, man, that's why the white people got to hold us back. Because, if we were all in the same playing field, they wouldn't have a chance.
So y'all wouldn't be able to dunk a basketball.
That's why they hold us back in corporate America, because they know.
Without even understanding what corporate America is. If you like, what's corporate America? They wouldn't be able to tell you.
Yeah, it's low IQ, man. I have no words, man. I have no words.
Yeah, man. And on that note, man, great show. Same black time, same black channel.
Oh, my fault. Are you going? I know you probably don't want to do it, but are you ever going to dig into that Melungeon shit?
We did a story on that. We did.
Oh, you did? Fuck, man.
Yeah, we'll do it again. We'll do it again, man. We'll do it again in the future.
I love me some Melungeons.
Yeah, man.
All right, folks.
Same black time, same black channel. I'm out of here.